And now, live from the Man Cave Studios, deep in the heart of constitutional Livingston County, Michigan, on a Tuesday night security rant with your co-hosts, Patrick Acton's in the house, our good friend Teddy the Fetty Bester, Coach Kim will be here a little bit later, and yours truly, Larry Parsons. This is my brain.
It's not his brain, it's my brain.
What he said. And now your host, the man.
Why'd that cut out early on you?
I don't know.
That was weird.
Did you do that on purpose?
I didn't. That's why it pissed me off. Why'd the rail shot cut out on you early and everything? But everything, I think everything zoomed. No. The cave did not zoom.
The mic cut out.
The table zoomed.
Yeah.
That's all right. I was behind schedule.
Yeah.
I was working today.
Yes.
I'm getting my ice. Look at it, how far behind it. I had to have Teddy run down and grab my ice.
Did we get the
for
gay
me.
fish pass already?
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
You know what? Let's do it again. Let's do it
You're
again.
a gay fish.
Thank you. Let's
I didn't get to see the gay fish.
I didn't see the gay fish in the can. There we go.
There we
There we go. Closer.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
What?
You're a gay fish.
Oh, yeah, I don't even have the screen on.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Seriously, man. Why? What?
Why don't you have
Why the hell?
Why don't you have the
Look at the
radio?
screen. What's on the screen?
Now it's normal.
Why don't you have the radiogram on, Jack? Come on, man.
Come on, man. Why is that?
You know, I look forward to this tonight because we were talking earlier. You said you were going to have a new disclaimer for me.
Is your microphone on?
Should be.
Fucking Larry.
I'm not hearing it. Table shot. Why is
How
the
about
table
now? Can you hear me now? There we go.
Yeah, but
There you go.
what's with the? I'm gonna try the super source again. Okay, there it went to the right stuff.
Okay.
That's weird. Now you're on. Your microphone's on.
Yeah. Now
That's
it's on.
about freaking time.
Yeah.
We got
I was
Dale in
loading up
chat.
on-
We got our good friend Gypsy Magic in chat.
Hell yeah!
Gypsy magic.
Everybody's the usual suspects. Let's see how long that ice lasts. What you got going on there, Patrick? You got
A
some
little Hazel Baden in there. Hazel Hayden.
Basil Hayden getting up in
Hazel
there.
Baden.
Yeah,
Is that
okay.
a wine or is it
It's a bourbon.
a bourbon?
It's my birthday present.
Oh, well, happy
We like the
birthday.
gay
No, I was
fish.
a couple months ago.
Oh,
This just resides at the man cave, and
no.
when I get a hankering, I have a little bit of it.
There
Yeah.
you go.
And I feel like I need a little extra
Little
belt
nip?
tonight.
Well, and I we won't go into details, obviously, but you guys keep Patrick and his mom and the whole family in your prayers, please. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But welcome to the show tonight, everybody. I got to do some transfers at a certain point. I might give this task to Teddy.
Transfers?
Yeah, it'll be a piece of cake.
What's that?
I just don't know why this back me. I'll show you in a second. But welcome to the show. What do we have for dinner? Chicken Alfredo with
We had
penny.
chicken Alfredo
pasta.
with penny pasta. And
Yeah.
It was,
And the
Very
signature
good.
salad.
I think I had 3 helpings of it.
Oh,
Oh,
so you're gonna need a coffee or two.
I will.
Later
If I
on.
start snoring over here, just give me a kick.
I'm gonna give you a kick. Yeah.
No, but he does this too. I blame Jeremy. Okay, of course I can't take.
As well, you should.
He always makes this fantastic food, and I can't seem to stop it. Just one.
Even when I phone it in, and the food is it was Gordon's casserole tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
But even when I phone it in, it's still going to be top notch here in the man cave because that's what we do.
You know what I meant to ask you when I came in? Is I meant to ask you if you could put a breaking news button here on here so I can hit that when we have breaking news.
Uh,
You know, because
Tim and I were talking about that today. I'm going to have to set it up to where I don't know if we have that button to where.
Right.
So the way that works, it's over there on that tower,
Yeah.
and I have to actually so there's a button that he set up for the
Yeah.
breaking news.
Yeah.
But the only way that I can do it is not make it a button, but make it an individual scene within OBS. So it has to switch to that whole scene.
Oh.
Okay. And so we can set it up, just not tonight.
Right.
But yes. So I'm uploading. All right. So I
So
spared you, Teddy, with the uploads there.
The last piece of the dinner recap was the important part of it. The signature salad came back into play.
Yeah.
Yep. With all that pasta and everything, got to have a little bit of roughage to help it move on through.
Yeah. Well, what did we? I gave Larry a mandate when he walked in. I said, "You got to, dude. No, you got to eat your salad before you touch that pasta."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wasn't playing with him.
No, I mean, you got to keep him in line over here.
Dude, he's
And
crazy.
we want him to stick around for a while.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. We can't be crazy.
Well, I wanted to eat only hot dogs because that's where Alyssa Slotkin got her money from.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But I wanted to eat the other hot dog company so I could own Alyssa Slutskin.
Didn't you miss Teddy?
Alyssa Slabskin.
Listen.
Didn't you miss Teddy?
How about Alyssa Foreskin?
I thought
Oh, come on, man. That's
I
not
thought it
right.
was
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Slabskin, yes.
Gypsy Magic, we were trying to get Marburger on for this weekend, and we had to pivot because he wasn't available. We will have a show on Saturday coming up for this Easter weekend. Shane Trejo will be here with where the hell's it at? With Austin Franzel will be on here. They're going to talk about some how the GOP keeps alienating the youth and dealing with them. So
Well, they're
that's gonna-
alienating their own people,
this is true.
so they're pretty damn good at it.
They're pretty good
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah.
So do we want to do that? I know. So good, great dinner. Oh, we got to do disclaimers because otherwise nobody knows to leave in case they're offended.
Yeah,
Bunch of candy asses.
Well, I think that John Wayne wants the best of them all.
I think so too.
Can't remember.
Let's do this. Where's my buttons? I went up too high. Here's my buttons and boom. Chaka-laka-laka. And it didn't switch to there. Okay. I hit that button twice, right? Notice this podcast is raw, unfiltered, and completely politically incorrect. We say Merry Christmas, Pledge of Allegiance, especially the part about one nation under God. We thank our troops for their service. Thank you, Larry, here at the table and those in our audience. We recognize 3 genders, male, female, and mentally ill. As adults, we enjoy adult beverages, and I have not filled up my glass yet, but we will go to the overhead. Patrick, what do you got there? You got the little guy.
You're the little guy, yeah.
Going. And Larry's got it, yeah.
I've got Dr. Pepper today.
Dr. Peppy.
We won't say what's peppy in that Dr. Peppy.
There is a shortage of Diet Coke all over Livingston County. I don't know what it is. I had to go to 4 stores,
Oh my goodness.
and finally I bought Diet Dr. Pepper.
4 stores.
Wow.
And
It's
4
probably
stores,
good
2
thing
trips
drinking
ago.
Diet
2
Coke.
trips
Our
There
fathers
there
brought
are no-
a Diet Coke.
There are no 1-liter bottles of Diet Coke anywhere in Livingston County. I've been looking. It's been for a
You
week.
drank them all. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's
Get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
the stores.
Thank you, Teddy.
3 stores that I went to where the 1 liters used to be. Now they have 24 ounces.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So it might not be a shortage. It might be a packaging swap.
I don't know what they're doing.
I'll tell you what a shortage is. They did for a couple seasons. They did that Mountain Dew and Pepsi. What do they call them? Throwbacks, where they had real sugar in them.
Yeah.
And I was doing the Mountain Dew with the real sugar,
Yeah.
and then they quit doing it. They haven't done it since. It's kind of lame. All right, back to this wall disclaimer. As adults, yeah, we do that. We cuss. We do not.
I just want to say one more thing. Gypsy Magic says a disclaimer. We could maybe add, no king except Christ.
That's a good idea. All right. We cuss. We do not curse or swear. Look up in definitions. We love Jesus, but hate religion and religious hypocrites.
Hypocrites.
If any of this offends you, please leave. There's that one.
Bye-bye.
And I'm going to go with that one. Patrick?
To argue with someone who has renounced the sense of reason is like administering medicine to the dead.
It's ridiculous.
Thomas Paine.
It's ridiculous.
And I've used that one quite a bit.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah. Teddy, you're going to get to read 2 tonight.
Nice.
Well, you're going to read the paper one.
Oh, is that a disclaimer though, or is that just
No,
a
I'm
separate-
just saying you're going to get to read 2 different things. What do you want? Do you want Adams or Jackson?
Jackson? Let's spice it up a bit.
All right, buddy, here you go.
The Supreme Court has made its decision. Now let them enforce it.
Ooh, kind of spicy there, buddy.
Ooh, I like
Kind of spicy
it.
there.
I like it.
And Larry, brand new one for you.
Ooh, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Don't touch my arms.
That is the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution. It was issued on December 15th, 1791,
So,
and
explain
it
this
never
to me.
expires.
Explain
Ever.
it to me like I'm 5.
Oh,
Speak very
shit.
slowly. What does it mean to not be infringed?
Ooh, well, infringement means to be encroached, or I would say like a theft of a right. Encroached, infringed upon. Yeah, that would be any kind of anything that would make that right harder.
Mhm.
Right. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, shall not be encroached upon, shall not be lessened, shall not be
Tampered with,
Tampered
altered in any
with.
way.
or
The
altered.
quick online definition says to transgress or exceed the limits of,
To violate.
to defeat or invalidate, to encroach on someone or something, to engage in trespassing. So the right to keep and bear arms shall not be
Trespass.
transgressed or exceeded the limits of.
That would be correct.
I like that.
That.
I like that.
And if you really want to empower that, hold on.
He's thinking of it.
Everybody,
Oh, shit.
everybody seems to always forget this
Yeah.
little amendment here. Why is it not bringing it up? It's giving. It's not. I put in 9th Amendment, and it gives me law reviews. I don't want. I just want the 9th Amendment, people.
I got the 9th Amendment right here.
Yeah.
You want me to read it to you? My quick handy dandy.
Rights
You
not
should always.
specifically listed in the U.S. Constitution are retained by the people and cannot be violated by the government, is what it means. But apparently, it's
All
not-
right, let me read the actual language.
Yes.
The enumeration
There you go.
in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people.
That's right. So you may not read one amendment in such a way,
Yeah.
that it infringes the rights so secured in a different amendment.
Correct.
That is what the 9th Amendment.
And just because they're not
Protects against.
enumerated doesn't mean that
Right.
people don't have rights. The Constitution did their best to put in rights in there.
Right.
But they didn't have airplanes. They didn't
Right.
have internet. They didn't
Right.
have light bulbs.
They didn't have abortions.
They didn't have electricity.
Right. They didn't have abortions, and that's why that's why Roe versus Wade was such a bad decision, because it violated the 9th and 10th Amendments.
Yes. Well,
And that's a state's rights issue. Every
100%.
state had the right to regulate what goes on in their state.
Yep.
That's why the Owenfelder case, the gay marriage case from 2015, is just as bad of a ruling as Roe versus Wade was. It violated the 9th and 10th Amendment. The Supreme Court has absolutely no authority over marriage. None.
Right.
That's a states' rights issue.
And
And-
to go back to the quote I just read.
again, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me click back to it.
Let them enforce it.
100%. Where am I at? There we are. I was looking up some other stuff. Going back to Jackson.
But speaking of the Supreme Court, they had a really nice court ruling that came down today that we will talk about
Very good.
sooner or later.
Let's do this, gentlemen. Where's it at? There it is. Go back to that one. All right, guys, ready?
Never apologize and never explain. It's a sign of weakness.
And I think that people out here would do well, if you're watching, to understand that apologies do nothing with these monsters.
Nothing.
I was able to finish my drink while that was happening. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Did you see me finish my drink? I finished my drink while I was doing the thing.
Yeah.
Did you see me?
I did-
I was doing good. Did you see me do good, Patrick? I'm done with this one, but I got another one. I'm not going to pour that one yet. All right, so some initial thoughts. Airplanes and the TSA. If nobody has noticed recently, the lines at the TSA, which we love.
The ones caused by the Democrats?
Chuck Schumer.
Yeah.
Do you know who ordered the machines?
Ordered the machine.
Do you know who ordered the initial TSA scanning machines?
Who?
Michael Chertoff.
Michael Chertoff?
Michael Chertoff. And you know what the deal was with Michael Chertoff? He ordered the machines that scan you, and then he left public office and became one of the principals at the company that manufactured the machines.
Nice.
So he made all the money on the machines. That's called conflict of interest. I think that's how they term it, something like that. Anyway, so
Corruption.
Standard Washington practice.
100%. And we're going to get into some of that tonight too, because there's some disappointing things out there. But some of the headlines today. Let me refresh this one right here. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Why is this? Why? Well, I guess it's Tuesday, but no, there was other stuff. Oh, right here. Oh, that's the ATF. We'll get to that one. We're going to talk about the ATF. We're going to talk about a few other things, but where the hell? It was a headline like 10 minutes ago. InfoWars updates their stuff so fast, dude. It's ridiculous. But the TSA. Oh, come on. I didn't think I would have to put it in my freaking thing. Sometimes I have to grab the articles and put it in my folder so I can, when I'm on the laptop.
Apparently,
Teddy, you got that on the laptop.
What? Is it the
TSA? It should be right there.
I just have InfoWars pulled up.
It should have been right there in the corner. The main
Um,
headline.
Oh, is it from the Epoch Times?
Yo, yes, that's why I'm not finding it. I'll grab that. So it was. That's why. I'm like, I just had it. My news folder, Epoch Times. So it's right. We don't care about Tiger Woods crashing another vehicle.
No, he didn't. He just was talking about the one that he did crash.
Is that what happened?
And he said he was incited for being under DUI, but he actually was on meds, prescribed meds,
Oh,
that he was not aware of how they were going. His body was going to react.
Okay.
Threw him in a loop.
which they say on those horrible big pharma drugs. Don't drive
Yeah.
until you figure out how it's going to affect you.
Cannot operate heavy equipment.
All right. What's the link that you have, Teddy? Because I'm not seeing it right here as I pull up Epoch.
Was it the airport security wait times article?
Yeah.
Okay. Continue reading for free. Enter your email.
Oh my God. That's what I hate about them.
I don't think I can link you the article, and you'll probably pull that up for you.
Okay. Anyways, so you guys know that the TSA has had these long waiting lines. So I'm going to pull this up and show you guys what I've got. Okay. So a previous guest on the show, on a Sunday night show, Jason. There we go. Google wall feed. There we go. Jason and his daughter, Bester, Evelyn, shit. Anyways, Jason and his daughter. Sweet people, beautiful. They took me up this past Sunday for a ride in their private plane. And we took pictures of the GM Proving Grounds. That's a picture that she took from the back seat with me actually controlling the plane.
Oh man, I'm glad I wasn't on
It was beautiful. Actually, he said I was very natural. I didn't oversteer. I didn't over control. I let the plane, and we were getting buffeted with some winds. We were getting tossed around a little bit because we're only at, I think we're at 1,000 feet, something like that. That's Jason and his daughter. Just awesome, salt of the earth people. There's a picture of the cockpit there. He was explaining to me a lot of stuff because I at one point wanted to have my own private pilot license. But my point is in bringing this, and there was another picture that we wanted to do. Let's see. That was a picture I took right there. That's a picture of where we're at here at the man cave. And I won't point out exactly which one it is, but that's a picture of the man cave down there by the pond. See the three-tone?
Oh, yeah, there it
three
is.
colors of the roof there because I haven't put the metal on the rest of the roof.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is coming
A
in.
long driveway.
Yeah.
Extra long driveway.
That's when we say, so I haven't gotten to this one yet. We're going to get back to that one in a minute.
It doesn't look like that anymore.
No, I put it all back together. So, my initial thoughts tonight, obviously the theme that I came up with was security, and initial thoughts was airplanes and the TSA. And it was very, very interesting to me. I'm hanging with Jason and his daughter, phenomenal people. And I go here to the Livingston County Airport. Okay. There's planes flying in all the time. They're flying in and out. They fly over my house. We've got the U of M life support over there.
Yeah.
The life flight helicopter over there. Okay. I get over there. This is the first time I've actually been to the airport. Like I've driven by it multiple times, but like the first time I've ever driven into the airport. Okay. Now I've been to Metro Detroit. I've been to Bishop. I've been to flown into a number of airports throughout the country. You know, you got a lot of security. You got a lot of everything's going. Okay. I get over there to meet Jason and his daughter and bring him his baseball cap that he left here at the show. And he says, yeah, we're going to go up for a little while. So we go up and we do the flight, and you saw the pictures there. There was nothing. Security, people, nothing. This is my first experience of this dynamic, okay? He's a private pilot. Him and his daughter, they were doing touch and goes where you have to do it every so often. I don't know if it's a yearly thing or a couple years, but you have to fly into certain airports and you have to land, taxi around, and then you take off again. And you got to do that, and you got to log it for yourself to make sure you're current on your proficiency, right?
Yeah.
Now, that's assuming somebody maybe didn't fly for a year, right? And they got to do this. These guys are flying every weekend.
Wow, double whammy today in the Supreme Court for the Democrats. Excuse me. Wow.
He's on his airplane explanation here.
Yeah.
Larry likes to do that to me. Should I continue or do you?
Fuck
Go
you
ahead.
if you don't like it.
Wow.
So, but it was amazing to me. I get over there, and one of the things Jason said to me, he said, this is what freedom still looks like. There's no tower over there. There's no security there. I come up and I'm looking around and I go, how do I get in? There's a fence, right? But the code, emergency code to open the fence is on the fence.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, okay. And I'm looking around. I'm like, how do I get in here to get to you guys? And I look over and there's a gate. And you just go over and you open the gate like you're walking in somebody's backyard with the fence. You open it up and I walked in there and I walk over to the thing and I'm like, okay. And we get in the plane and we get all settled. We get fired up and they do their little pre-flight checks and they do all their stuff. And they're like, okay. And I hear, I got the headphones on, as you can see in the pictures, and I'm hearing the chatter There's no tower. It's not like every movie you've seen where there's these
Control tower.
control towers and all this stuff. It's literally, we're on a headset and he's got the button on the yoke, and he pushes the button, and whoever's in audio range of that area hears him. This is whatever the aircraft, 8005, blah, 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 right? And he goes, preparing to taxi. And then these other guys they're literally just, the other pilots are just communicating with
Each other.
Yeah. There's no tower. There's no nothing. And he said, dude, if I turn my transponder off, nobody will know where I'm flying or what I'm doing. They don't have to. You think about all these times when they're, you see the movies that there's all this whole process. No, you make sure your aircraft's good, and you make sure you're communicating with the other aircraft that are in your vicinity, and you go up and you do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
And if you get close to a metropolitan area, which we started to get closer to Pontiac, and I was flying at the time, and he says, no, go ahead and turn left. And so I eased it left, and you could feel the winds. It's a small little aircraft, right? It's a 4-seater, and I'm easing it this way, and then I straightened her out.
What is it, Cessna?
Yeah. I think so. Anyways, my whole point is, and Teddy and I were talking before the show about this, and I wanted to touch back with Teddy and have this little bit of discussion, but Teddy was like, you got to have some security. I'm like, I get it. We got to have some security. But you realize I went up in an aircraft that could be used for any purpose, nefarious or positive. And there was absolutely no oversight. No.
Yeah.
If you get on the road, right, Larry gets in his truck, his semi truck, and he's driving down the road. At any given moment, a state cop can pull him over, or if he's on a surface road, a county cop can pull him over. Okay. And he's subject to that jurisdiction. You get in your car, Teddy gets in his car, and any number of people, you're subject to that. You got to obey this. We got up in that plane and we're flying around. There's no, other than our own safety.
There's no cop in
there's nothing. There was no
with a radar gun going,
There's no
you're flying
cop.
too fast.
There's a cop in the helicopter
No,
inside of
there's
a cloud
no-
with a radar gun.
there's no restrictions. There's nothing like
Speeding.
this. Yeah.
Ran that stop sign.
There's no, what would we say, policing.
Yep.
And Jason kept saying to me, he's like, he said, there are still tangible expressions of freedom in this country. And this is one of them, and he runs a business that required, he goes, if we flew commercial, we might save a little bit of money. He said, but I would be at the airport at 6 a.m. and get to the job site at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
He says, but I get up in the morning, we do our pre-flight checks, we get in our plane, we fly that, we're there by 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, anywhere, within a number of states.
That airport in Linden, they've got condominiums right there in the airport, and you've got your own little hangars, and
100%.
Yeah.
And it's so I'm reveling in this, and I'm looking at this situation, and of course Democrats, Larry pointing out that it's the Democrats doing it on purpose to slow down traffic, to do all this stuff, and we get that they're playing politics, they're doing their bullshit. But as I was saying about Teddy and I having a discussion, I'm like, but the TSA is a useless fucking department, right?
Yeah.
They're predicated on the underwear bomber, which was a setup with a IQ of a lot lower than Larry's, and then the shoe bomber was another low IQ person.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the two predications that they use to bring in the hardcore TSA. So I got to walk through an airport, take my belt off, surrender anything, take my shoes off, surrender anything above they steal your shit all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They even Geico even has a commercial out there where they make a joke about it, to where the Geico Gecko has a
I've been pulled
moisturizer.
over in TSA multiple times because of this. They think it's a joint case or whatever. I got illicit drugs in there. It's my glasses.
Right.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And so they're doing this TSA thing, and you go, okay, all right, your TSA, it's a bunch of bullshit in the first place. But the fact is, we've got this dynamic of security in this country in the places that we don't. It's overboard in some areas and nothing in other areas, and it's ridiculous. And I'm saying, literally got on a plane. We could throw anything in that plane, cargo wise, that would fit. Okay, do whatever we want, travel, go wherever.
I know. I mean,
and
I got to say, I'm looking at your face in that picture, and you look like a mischievous kid on Christmas.
Dude, I was having a blast.
Stole his sister's toy.
Dude, I was
having fun.
A fucking blast, dude. Yeah, let me go back one or two more. There's the big thumbs up.
Yeah,
it was great. And that's me.
That's you.
That's me flying. Well, I'm saying that's me flying.
Oh, okay.
I'm literally. We got up to the altitude, and he said,
"Is that a Photoshop?"
He said, "The plane's yours." He says, "Go ahead and put your hands on the yoke."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "All right," and he goes, "Plane's yours." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "All right." And so I turned a little bit this way, and I was feeling it. You feel the wind. You feel it's. I know Larry has not quite the same thing, but a similar. When he's driving a big rig, with especially an empty load in that trailer, do I get 90-foot trailer?
No,
70,
53.
Oh, 53.
The trailer's 53 feet, but then you got to add the tractor to that.
Right. Is 53 the standard? Why am I thinking 90?
53 is the longest in Michigan.
Okay.
That's for a single trailer.
Single
You can have longer than that.
Okay.
If you have double trailers.
But 53 feet, you watch them when you're on the road and the winds are high. You watch these semi trucks, and they'll get moved over. And these guys like Larry have got to be so wise. That's why I get pissed off at the fucking. There's one thing to have somebody who's negligent. But when these fucking ambulance chasers just advertise on going after big trucks, that they're the biggest menace out there, I'm like, these guys are the heroes out there. If you shut down the truckers, you're shutting down the infrastructure's done. Done. What are we, 3 days?
Maybe
3 days.
Someone in chat says Larry is the king of empty loads. Just wanted to. Thought that was an important chat message.
That is an important chat message. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, this is fun.
my wife would disagree with that.
Oh.
Just saying.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
It's been a while, but I spent some time with the Flint Fly Club.
Mm-hmm.
You don't own planes; it's a club, and you join the club. And
okay.
I have all the manuals.
Okay.
Get your pilot's license.
Yeah.
And I just never moved forward doing it. But one of the guys I just started taking classes, and he said, "Well, I got one important question to ask you.
Yeah.
Why do you want to fly?" And I said, "Because it's kick ass." And he said, "Perfect answer."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, why is that?" And he said, "Because a lot of people say, well, because I like to travel." Now that's the worst answer. If you do this just because you want to travel, go to the airlines. They do it perfect. They're going to get you there safe every time.
Right.
But if you want to go out and have fun, that's who we are.
Yeah. And you want to have a little bit of an adventurous. You got to have a little adventurous spirit, because it's like I said. I'm talking about Larry in the wind force is just on a semi truck. Now go up so high.
Oh, yeah.
And we're in the plane, and you see me there flying, and all of a sudden the wind just hits us, and I've got to adjust, not overcompensate, but adjust. Because as we're coming in to land, and I know some of this because, like you, I looked at being a pilot when I was. Well, I've looked at it multiple times, but when I was real young, I even thought about going to the Air Force, and I figured out they said you got to have high grades, and I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing that. But I've looked at it, and I flew as a little kid. My mom had a friend that took me up an airplane, and he did this big barrel roll, and he looked over at me to see if I was turning green or how I felt about it, and I said, "Do it again." And he went, "Oh yeah," and he corkscrewed us and pulled out and did a bunch of stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, this is a blast." But it was this dynamic of freedom and expression, but even when we were coming in, the plane's crook, it would
it's coming in sideways.
coming in sideways because of the way the wind is blowing against us and how he's got to do it, you know, and it's wild. But yeah, they were talking about, his daughter was talking to me about the two different types of, because I was asking once again, I'm like, what are you know, so they have their private pilots, but there's also a sportsman designation that you can do, which is less time and more focused on guys who, because I would love for us to be able to jump on a plane and fly to the UP and go and do our fishing and not have to, you know, just, it wouldn't take us 8.5 hours. That would take us probably 2 hours, 2 or 3.
hours,
yeah. And and once you get up to altitude, I mean, when we turned around and because they had to get home, they gave me a flight. It was a Sunday evening, and they had to get home at a certain point. But when they decided, hey, we're going to head back to the airport, you know, I said, hey, you know, they're like, well, they started talking about when they got to get back downstate. And I said, we can go back anytime. And he said, okay. And so he literally hits the button, hits the thing, you know, because you got to you got to punch in your altitude, you got to punch in your airspeed, and you got to punch in one other thing, and then your destination. He hit autopilot, plane took over, and we just talked for the next 12, 15 minutes as it flew us back to Livingston County Airport.
Yeah.
And then he got close to the airport. There was 4 other planes on the either taxiing in or taking off. And so he had to communicate with them as to when it was clear for him to land or us to land. And we came in, we landed, we taxied out of the way. He gave the all clear, and another plane took off right, you know, right just a minute after we landed and turned. They were cleared to take off, and they took off. And I'm like, I'm just marveling at this. That was so freeing. We could have cranked that plane up and just, you know,
gone where we wanted. Yeah, one of the guys said, yeah, this plane will actually take off and land on its own autopilot. And I said, well, how come you just don't let the plane do that? And he says, hell, that's the most fun part. I mean, I'm not letting the plane handle that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was great. But that's my whole thing is I think about this security dynamic. You think about this contrast of my experience this past Sunday and everybody's contrast of going to the airport and having to deal with all of that bullshit of this. And then Teddy, I want to get your feedback on that, because we're looking at, you know, you were saying there's got to be some security, and I understand your dynamic, but we don't have security at our water treatment plants.
No.
We don't have security. We have limited security. I can drive by any one of these substations, sub-power stations. All they got is a high fence. There's no security there. Remember the Cascade? You're a little younger, but remember the Cascade? They said it was one tree that fell in one substation, and we had a blackout on the East Coast for like a week and a half.
Well, hell,
some places were out for
the damn country. We had no power here, and I went to Grand Rapids. They had power over there.
Yeah, but it was like some places experienced a power outage from that one thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
For up to 10 days.
Yeah.
Some places were out for up to 10 days.
Yeah.
Our infrastructure is very insecure. And I looked at this, and so I thought about this dynamic of what is our level of security? We're relying on the government to do it because they do a piss poor job at every fucking thing they do. Are we relying on our local officials? No, we've got to be secure within ourselves. Teddy, any thoughts or responses to
I
some
think,
of this
you
idea?
know, I can see where you're coming from, but I think when it comes to metro airports or international airports, the jet commercial flight is a bigger, I would say, could be different. It's a different scale. You know, you can do more collateral damage with a jet airplane than with.
Is there a historical perspective you're thinking of from that?
Well, you could argue 9/11. I know you have your own thoughts on 9/11, but that's, I mean, unless the video was all fake and, you know, everything, you know, all the people looking up there when the plane crashed and all that was all staged. I mean, you can see, you know.
Oh, I think the video and the hologram of the airplanes hitting it was completely authentic. The holographic planes going into the buildings? I
Well,
think
just
that was
imagine. I mean, a commercial jet airplane going at that speed compared to a small biplane,
Yeah.
can do a lot more damage.
And I mean, and the
And-
reality is
And there is a system behind the airlines where you have to, basically, part of it is now everything has to be secure and on moving, otherwise the whole system gets clogged up or delayed. So it's
right.
a little bit of that. But I think more, as I was saying to you before lunch, I think it's just more of a societal problem where in Livingston County in the airport, we have, it's well close-knit community of pilots that have personal responsibility for their aircraft. And for the airports and all that, you're not dealing, the country and the world we live in is full of people that are, would do evil things with whatever they can do.
But wouldn't
And
you
we've
see
seen
more
other
of that?
You could see more of that, but I mean, compared to airplane hijackings and attempted bombings or hijackings, since there was some security implemented, I mean, but that's a problem though. When we were, a stable society with safeguards, mental safeguards to prevent people from doing that, there weren't as much crashes or anything like that or bombings. But ever since we become more globalized and we have to, we have the whole world that we have to keep an eye out for in terms of getting on an airplane and all that and who's in our country, then I think.
So read for me the quote for tonight that I put in here based on this.
Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty or safety, by Benjamin Franklin.
Oh,
Benjamin Franklin.
Franklin. So what do you give me your synopsis of that quote, please?
Well, those who would give up any personal freedoms granted to us by the Constitution or any natural rights in order
Enumerated
for
by the Constitution, granted by our Creator.
Well, you know what I mean. I said God, natural rights as a precipice.
I'm just,
So basically, what he's saying is, you don't deserve to be safe in a gun-free zone.
That's a big part of it. And I was talking to Teddy a little bit, and I said, well, think about it from this perspective of a group of vigilant citizens on an airplane is much better than a single air marshal, right?
Oh yeah.
Because they're gonna, but not a fearful group of people, but a vigilant, right? Think about this. They just this was in the news today. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the little girl that was stabbed to death by a black career criminal who stabbed the Ukrainian refugee little white girl on the subway, and then walked away and said, "I got that white girl. I got her. I got that white girl." Right? Well, somebody was painting a mural of her to remember her in this certain city, and the mayor of that city shut it down because he doesn't want to politicize deaths like that. Even though
a lot of interesting
George Floyd was
a lot of interesting things about that mayor. Would look it up if I were you.
Charlotte, North Carolina?
No, it was like Rhode Island.
Yeah, it's Rhode Island.
This happened in Rhode Island?
Yes.
Because she was killed in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Correct.
Okay, that's why I was asking.
Right, but this is the same Rhode Island mayor that they spent $38,000 painting rainbow flags and shit like that. Or was it Black Lives or Rainbow Flags? I gotta look it up. On the roads. Teddy, you trying to find it too? Find it?
No. Can't remember which. I don't remember.
I'm gonna just type it in. But that's the dynamics we're dealing with. Is they murder this little girl on a subway. Somebody puts up a mural. They shut it down. But George Floyd is going to be celebrated. A fentanyl addict that died from his own overdose, and they celebrate him as a hero.
If you look at the interview for a Democrat congressman from the area, it doesn't represent their values, and they want to make everyone comfortable.
Yeah.
Doesn't make me comfortable.
What is it?
I don't live there. Yes, I get it, but I don't want to travel to that city.
Mayor removes mural. I don't know how to spell it. Yes. It's actually Newsweek here. Let me see if I can get it a little bigger. Let's see. Mural of Ukrainian Irina Zarutska to be taken down over divisive intent. A mural depicting murdered Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska is set to be removed following public backlash. The artwork, located on the exterior of the Dark Lady, a gay bar, had been commissioned as a tribute, they said. So this is on private property. That's the piece of shit that murdered her.
Right.
That's the sweet little girl who was actually a Black Lives Matter supporter.
Right.
She was 23, fled Ukraine from the Russian invasion, all instituted by our nefarious people in our government. And the suspect, DeCarlos DeJuan Brown Jr., was arrested shortly after the incident. He had 14 priors. No big deal. No big deal there. Before the stabbing, documented criminal history. And you hear him on the video saying, "I got that white girl. I got her. I got that white girl." So the mural gained attention after some community members and officials raised concerns that, oh, how dare you? So
did they show a picture of the mural?
I'm scrolling down. This is the first article.
Yeah.
No, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. Okay.
But here's the thing. It says the murals are where murals for everyone that died in Black Lives Matter. No, they leave the Black Lives Matter murals up everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a white girl killed by a black guy, so we have to take it down. That's the whole issue. And so I look at these dynamics of security and I go, you know what? The minute or every time that we give up our security to government, to somebody else, right? We're doing exactly what Franklin warned us of. Those who give up essential liberty. What is my liberty? My liberty is my security. It is my liberty, my ability to purchase a little temporary safety.
So where are the people that are opposed to this bullshit mayor? Why are they not assembling?
No, the
in
mayor
front of that place and saying, "Come take it down, mayor, but you may not walk out of here."
That's my whole point, is where the fuck. So we're abdicating at the airports where, people flew for years, for decades,
Oh, you could walk
without a
somebody to
fucking
their gate.
TSA needing to be there.
You could walk somebody to their gate.
And there were people on the plane with those incidents of the underwear bomber and the shoe bomber who said, "Hey, this fucking guy, there's something wrong with him." You know what? Those people got blackballed. Those people got censured. Those people got, brushed aside when they were sounding alarm right there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing we need to get back to. I don't need the fucking government to do it. You know what I want? I want one constitutionally elected sheriff and his deputies that he appoints. I don't want a single other fucking agency in this country anymore because they're all out of fucking control. I don't want a single other one. You got a county sheriff elected by the people, held accountable to the people. Get rid of all these municipalities, get rid of all these other police departments, all this other shit. I want a relationship with my sheriff, which I have, Larry has, that we can call him up when we need to, ask clarification, and have a relationship with them. But actual security and my liberty come down to me and how I operate. And if you operate that way in a free society, you will have some incidents. But if we're going to panic and write a bunch of legislation and do stuff, it's not going to prevent the next thing.
No.
I've said it many times before about the shipping industry. They say that the shipping laws or the maritime law is written in blood because they write it after an incident to try to prevent that. Now, there's been some times that it was good, right? You know, when they sank the Olympic with the name Titanic spray painted over the side so they could collect the insurance money, they didn't put enough lifeboats on it. So they wrote laws saying you got to have X number, you know, the amount of people on board, you got to have X amount of boats. So that's a good one. But the vast majority of that shit is horrible.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Larry has to go through how many regulations do you have to deal with on a regular basis, Larry?
I couldn't count
for
them all.
trucking?
You can't count them. There's so many regulations that it's ridiculous.
You're probably breaking the law without knowing it at any given moment.
Probably
Continually.
Yeah. I mean, they have so many you can't keep up. And even personal regulations that it's like, you know, if you run the road and you carry, you know, your daily things with you, you can't carry things like mouthwash.
Really?
No, because they have alcohol in it.
Oh,
Like you can't, like Listerine or Scope.
is marijuana legal in this country?
Yeah,
Or
but
in the state?
in this state,
Yeah, but you can't smoke pot the day before on a Sunday and then go to work Monday.
no, you can't smoke pot at all.
Period. Yeah, because he can have a test at any time where he's got to go in and piss
Yeah,
that pump.
they don't need any reason. I can get pulled over by a Michigan State trooper, and they say, "How you doing? We're pulling you over. We're going to take a drug test.
Yeah.
Pee in this." Yeah. So
that takes away your freedom.
Sure. It's one of the things. It's one of the reasons. Like over the years, back in the day, I wouldn't even take a job that required a drug test because drug testing is optional. It's not required. You know, there's nothing they can do if a company refuses to drug test its employees.
Right.
But most companies give in and just pay the $70 and they subscribe to some it's like a lottery pool, and you know it's like with a computer somewhere, the Department of Transportation, and it'll pick somebody out of every company every month, and boom, you got to go down and take a drug test or something like that. But like the company I work at in the summertime, you know, they don't drug test their employees.
No,
but the company I work at right now,
yeah,
the only time they've ever asked me to take a drug test, they asked me to take a drug test every year when I come back, and then once randomly, but when they called me to go take a drug test, that was during the summertime, and they keep me on their books as employed. They just, because I come back there every year, so it's dumb to take me off because then they got to put me back on. So these two jobs, I've worked at them both for so long. I started with Bush Brothers in '88, and I've been at this company that I work at here in Howell in the wintertime since 2016 or 2020. Before that, the dispatcher worked at another company, and I worked for 4 years for him since 2016. So I've been with the dispatcher, for over 10 years.
Making adjustments.
Yep.
Making adjustments to my cameras.
So, but they have regulated the trucking industry. If I was a young kid nowadays, I wouldn't do it. I'd find something different.
No.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And like some of the bigger companies, I have a friend of mine that works for an automotive component carrier, and they have cameras everywhere on the truck, including in his face while he's driving. He's got a camera in his face all the time. So and like if he reaches down, takes a bite of a sandwich, the dispatcher will tell him he can't do that. You can't take a bite. You can take a drink of a Diet Coke if you got that. You can pick it up and drive, but you can't eat a potato chip.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it's not. Companies like that I won't work for.
Yeah.
It's like, see ya. I had a friend of mine that they wrote him up because they didn't like how he got in and out of the truck.
What?
Yeah. We want you to hold one hand here and one hand here. You got to go up and down stairs. You know, I'd have just told them straight up. You know what? I've been driving trucks 43 years. You leave the truck driving to me. You do the dispatching. Otherwise, take your job and shove it.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me how to drive a truck.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me how to get in a truck. You're not going to tell me how to do my job.
Right.
I'll tell you how to do yours.
Right.
Unless you got more experience than me, sit down.
And I would think
shut
that
up.
I would think that they're kind of strapped for drivers. good
Right.
drivers.
Well, this is stuff that's happened over the years,
Yeah.
not necessarily lately.
Suck it up, Daddy. Get in there.
So, Coach Kim is joining us. Hi, Kim. Long time no see.
No.
Get your gear on there, Kimmy.
Yeah,
Make sure everybody's centered there, and I'll zoom out just a hair. Teddy, catch us up in chat real quick while Kim's getting her stuff on.
Dale just says Cessnas are fun, but a high performance airplane. It's a rush. And then nothing really much.
What was the last one there of Dale?
He said I keep getting hit every month for 4 months at the school district. Random my ass.
Hit what do you
It
mean?
has to
hit?
it's the P test,
Maybe I
the
don't know.
random P test.
Right.
Well, Dale, I mean, you are a little.
Well, some companies will pick the same driver every time, especially if they know that driver's always clean.
Right?
You know, because a lot of companies will be like, well, I think that guy might be hitting the weed on the weekend, but he shows up and does his job all week long,
Yeah.
Right.
and he's not a problem. So we'll just drug test Larry.
That
Because
could be.
Larry's never going to show up positive
Larry
for
just-
Might have some coke or diet.
Larry's not doing gummies.
anything. Yeah.
All right, scoot in here a little bit, Larry. All right, so Kim's here. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you.
West says, "What? That's horrible. I give them gerbil pee." I haven't tried. What's he say? I haven't tried.
I haven't tried by
Rabbit.
8 Rabbit yet, so can't get them to pee in a cup yet.
The rabbits, they leave little pellets, right?
Look at on screen. It looks like Teddy got my memo,
How about the color?
even though it's not the same in
Let
reality.
me try to hit the white balance again.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty close on the screen.
Yeah.
I don't think the white balance is working. Let me see. There's Larry going to use the bathroom down there.
Is that what you doing?
Yeah, of course.
Shut your mic off.
Yeah.
Did he shut it off? I don't hear anything. He must have, yeah. And now you're muted. He's giggling down there.
Sounds like Palpatine's laugh.
It does.
That happened one day when we were doing a convoy.
Mhm.
We used Zello, and one of the girls from Canada, she went in and forgot to mute herself, and I was like,
And you're all on conference
Jody.
calls and shit.
Jody. So I had to go back and delete it out of the recording.
Oh, jeez.
Why delete it? Leave it right in there.
Little
I'm surprised
entertainment.
nobody noticed because there's a bunch of us on Zello.
Of course. That's hilarious. Larry, when you get back up here, we're gonna go into the Midwestern or get into his lightning storm. Any other thoughts on this first topic of the safety, this idea? Just the security thing, just really, really,
Well, it's become over the top.
it is,
Yeah.
and they're not protecting anything.
No.
And I was even telling Teddy, I can't remember what the organization is, but there's a whole group that goes out and just will test going through the airport with certain things, and they don't get flagged, they don't get caught.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, and it's ridiculous. Let alone the underwear bomber and the shoe bomber were fucking jokes to begin with. And if we believe anything of the 9/11, okay, well, 9/11 was done by 14 Saudi Arabians and 5 other people. And
It's done by George Bush.
exactly, it's like, and they used box cutters to get into the cockpit. And we're like, it's like, dude, come on, come up with something more. It's like, we actually had the Lockerbie bombing, years and years and years before that. and there was no extras. What did they do extra security wise during that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Were you talking about like TSA and stuff?
Yeah,
I
yeah. The
assume?
TSA shutdowns and stuff like that.
Was it one of you guys that was it you that was traveling not very long ago? And I forget.
I was showing the video. I went up in a plane this Sunday
Well,
with some friends.
no, for the real ID.
Oh,
You know that they remember how long has it been? Like years, like 2 or 3 years. They keep saying you're gonna have to have it. You're gonna have to have it. And they kept putting it off.
yeah.
And finally they said, okay, like it was like last July or something.
May.
You had to, May.
That's me.
You had to have it. So I just used my passport, but now because so many people didn't get a real ID, you know what you have to do if you go in there without a real ID and a
Pay
passport?
$40.
Pay $45.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get a real ID.
Yeah. So is that making us more secure?
No,
Because you
the
pay
real ID
$45?
The real ID isn't making us more secure either.
no, it's all a joke.
I mean, people walked across the border and we didn't even know who they were, and they're putting them on planes and flying them all over the damn country. So
Right. Well, and that's one thing too, was talking with Jason, and he's like, dude, he wanted me to make sure I took a picture with the tail number. And he's like, you can look up my plane and you can see everywhere that I fly because it's tracked. He's like, if there's a transponder on a plane, they can tell you exactly where that plane
Yeah,
is
I have
at
an app on my phone.
any single time. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. But then he can fly into any given area and have, like I experienced here in Livingston County. But so then Teddy, you were pointing out these like these big airports. Yeah. The only thing is with the big airports is you have to communicate with the tower because there's so much traffic there and they coordinate your landing and takeoffs. But other than that, he could go into Detroit, he could go into Flint, he could go into Pontiac, he could go into any of these areas and land and have the same experience of landing his plane, getting out, doing whatever the hell he wants, get back in his plane. Do it. There's literally, I didn't know this. They literally pull the plane over. All right. They go over to the box. They grab a grounding line. They come over and they hook the grounding line to the airplane. Then they go over and they swipe their credit card and they pull. It's like a 75-foot gas line over, and they've got a ladder sitting there. You grab the airport's ladder. You grab it. You walk over. You set the ladder up. You get up on the wing and you put your fuel. I watched them put the fuel in there, and she gets done. Or not done with that. She goes off down the side. She takes the ladder. She puts it on the other side of the plane. She gets up on the wing and she fills up
that tank.
That tank too. And they get done and like, yeah, they threw $50 in, you know, and they go over and she retracts the gas line.
How far can you fly in $50?
I didn't ask, but
like
it's
around the airport once.
No.
Those planes are light, so I don't.
Dude, no, because we flew for half an hour.
Yeah.
And they had already flown in from somewhere else, and they were refueling as they were leaving. And they only threw like $50 in because they just needed to be, you know, plenty of gas to get to the next airport. So I think those planes are highly efficient as far as.
Was it at the Howell Airport?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it was, I'm like, you guys pull in here, you swipe a credit card, you put fuel in. They got a ladder for you to get up on your own wing to fill it up. There was no, I'm like, there's no tower here. They're like, no, this is freedom. This is freedom. This is true. Being able to get in your own plane, fly where you want to go. And if you don't want to, you turn your transponder off.
In the major airports, they have a control tower, a ground crew. Their whole job is just to regulate traffic on the ground. They don't do anything with them in the air. And once the plane hits the runway and they're going to take off, there's a different crew that handles that.
Correct. And that's just because of the congestion. There's nothing to do with security.
Wasn't there an accident recently in New York or somewhere where a fire truck collided with an airplane?
Yes. Now think about that. That hit the news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We had the helicopters that collided last year. Right?
Yes.
Okay. I literally watched 10 to 15 planes from the time that I got to the airport to the time, and we flew around and we came back. There was at least a dozen different aircraft that came and went around us, as well as our aircraft. So in 45 minutes of me hanging out with them, okay, you think about the amount of private aircraft as well as commercial aircraft, and we can cite one incident in the last year of something happening on the ground
Yeah.
of a stupid
Yeah,
truck
it is
getting in the
amazing.
way. It's extremely safe. And my whole
Mhm.
point on that is it's self-governing safety. So going back to this, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. I watch them self-regulate. Now, granted, they're tied into a grid that's operated, and I'm sure there's at some point you're paying into the system, but that system works as efficiently as it needs to so that they can self-govern their own safety. And I'm watching this and I'm going, and Jason kept saying it to me. He goes, this is what liberty truly looks like. And there are pockets of it. There are dynamics of it. And we need to maximize it and remember it. You
My
know,
grandpa was a pilot.
Hmm.
He actually died in his own plane when I was in 4th grade, I think.
okay.
But I wish he was alive today so I could ask him like what was it like back then compared to now, right?
Right.
Like, see.
Well,
How
and
it's
again,
changed.
you're talking about how many people die on the road in automobile accidents. How many people drown in their bathtubs?
Well, if you
know?
stand at the Detroit airport and just watch, like,
It's
how
constant.
many planes are
It's
in and
constant.
out, and
So
yeah.
that's the Teddy's point. That has nothing to do with safety. That has to do with logistics. That has to do with literally a control tower. What's the tower
Well-
doing is making sure that this plane's flight path
Yeah.
is clear so they can land and the next one's clear so they can take off. And like that has nothing to do with safety. Yet we're corralled inside
Right.
there, you know, and being patted down. And we're
Yeah,
going, what the hell, man?
I'm always so shocked. First of all, the accident where the plane hit the fire truck.
Yeah.
I know a guy who used to ride at my house when I was married, ride motorcycles there. He's a pilot now, and he commented on Facebook, that guy, those pilots were set up because they didn't have enough air controllers in the tower. There was
course.
one air controller. The same thing when those flights happened, or the crashes happened in at Reagan, wasn't it?
Reagan
Airport?
National Airport, yeah.
Same thing. There was almost nobody in the towers.
Well,
when
they're doing a
those
lot
happen.
of DEI bullshit too in the towers.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
So-
Canada, the Canadian one, the recent Canadian one that landed and then rolled? As it landed, it rolled over.
Oh yeah, there was that one too.
That was all female crew,
Hmm.
and I think they were all ethnic, and it was all a DEI hire. These were not qualified people.
Same with the helicopter.
Yes,
Same.
you can be the most qualified. I don't give a shit what your ethnicity is, what your gender is.
Just can you
As
do
long as
the
it's not
damn
mentally
job?
as
Can
long
you
as
do the job?
If you do the fucking job, then we're good.
I want to make sure people know something too about TSA. You like now they take everybody's photo. You do not have to let them take your photo.
Mhm.
And you do not have to have a real ID. I use my passport and I tell them I'd
Well, they're also
rather not have my photo taken, and they say okay.
They're also saving your scan, and they're not
Exactly.
supposed
They
to.
say they delete it.
And they don't.
That's why I tell
They're
them
saving
no,
their
thank
scan.
you. I
Yeah.
don't want my picture taken.
And the rise of AI is they're doing this AI. I heard a good argument today about AI that they're they need to. Thank you, Larry. They need to make it illegal to. I was waiting for more of a squeak from the Basil Hayden. You got to tip it over, don't you?
This is kind of a tight fit.
It is.
You know, last week when you kept saying your chair was squeaking,
Yeah, it was
that was
actually
this
it was
one.
Joe. There you go. There you go. Get that squeak going. There you go. Squeaking a pop. But what was I just saying?
About the DEI stuff.
No, I transitioned.
Oh, we were talking about the pictures in the airport.
It was Patrick's fault. You distracted me with his Basil Hayden.
Somebody's buzzing.
Are you guys hearing the buzz? I thought it was
Yeah.
just in my headset.
No, I was hearing
It
it.
might be your pack.
Really?
No, it's fine.
It went away.
You know what?
We're good.
Scoot him away from the phone.
Oh.
It might be the phone. But it's based on gallons per hour. Keep your tanks full. It's cheaper. Oh, that's good, Dale. I had some point I was making. Larry, you ready with Midwestern over there?
I do. I have some other stories to cover as well, but the Midwesterner is up.
Did I set that computer up to block all Fox News?
No,
Damn it.
no. Why would you block good news?
Yeah, Mark Levin is the pinnacle of a journalist. I mean,
No,
President Trump, linked Mark Levin in justifying ground troops in Iran. I mean, he's such a great journalist. I mean, I love Fox News. They're just such a great source.
When has Mark Levin ever claimed to be a journalist?
It's not.
Yeah, never.
It's a commentator. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a constitutional law scholar and a commentator. He's never claimed.
Yeah,
to
I
be a
love
journalist.
he's really good at defending the amendment in the Constitution where America should go to war for Israel, and we need to go to ground, and we need to do ground troops for Israel. That's my favorite amendment of the Constitution, by the way.
There is no
The
such
government
amendment.
shall and
never
always
claimed there ever was.
put ground troops when our greatest ally Israel was imaginarily threatened by non-hostile or threatening actors.
Don't you wish?
I missed you last week, Teddy.
Don't you wish
I love
Iran was non-hostile?
There-
That was,
I wish they were as
That-
non-hostile as all the other groups
yeah,
out there.
I wish. Yeah.
I wish they were as non-hostile as they were when we
I
were
wish
negotiating.
they all were non-hostile.
I wish they were as non-hostile as they were when we
They're
were
not.
negotiating
Yeah.
with them, and then we decided to
We
surprise attack them.
We should have wiped them out in 1980.
Well, my son informed me right when I pulled up out here. He called me for about 5 minutes, and he's been listening to too much garbage on social media, obviously, because he told me that Trump killed 30,000 people when we went into Venezuela. I was like, what?
That's news to me.
That is fake.
But you
news.
know, people just say what they just put it out there.
Did you ask
They
him
don't care if it's true or not.
which libtard news source told him that? That's what
Sometimes it's not. Now, sometimes it's not even the libtards.
Well, I mean, he didn't kill 30,000 people in Venezuela. He at least killed 130 schoolgirls in Iran, not to mention any other civilian casualty.
Yeah,
in
but
the-
and they did come
The
out and admit
jury's
that.
still out on that one, though.
Mm-mm.
Yes,
Nope.
there's still
Tom,
an
Government came out
investigation.
and they came out
They're-
and fully admitted that it was a mistaken
Somebody-
target.
They said that,
Mm.
but then I heard after that this investigation was still ongoing.
There's a video of the strike where you can literally freeze frame it and see a Tomahawk missile striking the building.
Plus, I also heard that school was in like a military.
Compound
area
yeah,
or
right.
something?
Yeah, they were hiding.
Did you hear
behind it.
that too?
Yep.
I mean, they're famous for that, right?
I do seem to remember them saying that was an accidental thing.
I did
They-
hear that
they-
they
they
said
seem
that,
to-
but then
they
I
fully
heard
I seem to remember that.
Yep.
Accidental, not on purpose.
But when you're dropping ordinances on people, it behooves you to.
And where do they get that information from? Oh, our CIA. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stop getting any information. Get rid of the CIA. They're
Yeah,
useless.
Exactly. They're useless. Side note, John Bovey wants to know, he says, Teddy, read it.
So John Bovey has donated a wonderful $25 to the program, and he says, and I quote, "Hello, my long raven-haired beauty. How do your socks fit this fine day?"
How do your socks do this fine day? Last week you had no socks.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No
socks.
No socks. Sucks to be you, Bovey. No socks, buddy.
He's not one of them toe guys, is he?
Dude, he paid for Kristen Megan Kelly's socks like $50. He's
Bovey,
he keeps
Bovey must have been really devastated when the OnlyFans founder died a couple weeks ago. I'm Sure, he was devastated.
Bovie, I need your comment on that that turn of events there.
My raven-haired beauty. I like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Larry, are
thank
you ready for your
I am.
your
We're
close
gonna,
up, Mr.
yes,
DeVille?
we're going to start out with the Supreme Court ruling.
Which one? You said there were two.
There were two.
Okay.
So this one involves our wonderful governor.
Oh, that's a good
our
thing.
governor.
Yes.
Governor Herr Whitmer.
Yes. The U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear Michigan Governor Whitmer's appeal claiming state immunity from the Enbridge Energy's federal lawsuit regarding the Line 5 pipeline that she's been obstructing.
Yeah.
So the Supreme Court said, nope, the lower courts ruled you're not shielded from a lawsuit, and we agree.
Good.
So
Her ass is on the line. Personally?
That's a good question. It doesn't really get into that, and I've read 2 articles on it, and neither one of them addressed the personally question.
Okay.
But both Dana Nessel issued a statement about how unfortunate the ruling was. Apparently, they think they're above the law, and they're not.
Nasty Nessel.
And the next one is the Associated Press. Is the Supreme Court rules against Colorado ban on conversion therapy for LGBTQ kids.
There you go.
Wait a minute. Am I reading that right? They ruled
against the ban. So Democrat states, including Michigan, have bans on what's called conversion therapy, which is when somebody feels tendencies like same-sex attraction or like transgender wackadoodles going on in their brain. These states, Michigan being one of them, have banned social workers and psychologists or psychiatrists from actually helping the people get away from their issues, right? Because there's people out there that don't want to do those things, even if they have the tendency. They view them as maybe sinful, and they don't, so they want to seek help. And a bunch of states have banned helping these people.
Oh, okay.
So
good. The
right,
way that reads, I was like, what?
Yeah. So that's what the libtards have.
They banned alternatives.
They have named anything that isn't grooming conversion therapy. So that's basically what happened today. It says the Supreme Court on Tuesday ruled against a law banning conversion therapy for LGBTQ plus kids in Colorado, one of about 24 states that ban the discredited practice. It's not discredited. And 8-1 court majority sided with the Christian counselor who argued the law banning talk therapy violates the First Amendment. The justices agreed that the law raises free speech concerns and set it back to the lower courts to decide if it meets legal standards. That few laws passed. So see if you can guess. It was an 8-1 ruling, right? One judge ruled against it. You think it's Mayorkas? How about you, Jeremy? Who do you think was the one outlier?
Who's the retarded judge? Ketanji Brown Jackson?
That's the one. Bingo.
I knew it was the retard.
Well, she couldn't define what a woman is, so this just goes.
I don't know what a woman. Well, it's hard.
I'm not a biologist.
Not a biologist, and if you're, it doesn't just because you're a chest feeder doesn't mean that you're
right. And now the Detroit News.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
Michigan Republican Party holds
no
convention in
this
Monday.
is just so you can point out how awesome you are and your photo on there. All right. This is all about Larry.
That's not my photo.
Scroll down, Larry, and show everybody.
Oh, look at that.
How'd that get there?
Yeah.
Larry Parsons, delegate from the 7th District in Livingston County, fills out a petition during the 2026 Michigan Republican Party endorsement convention Saturday, March 28th, 2026. And what's funny is for some reason they picked me for the second year in a row.
Because you're the most flamboyant.
Apparently.
Because you're the biggest clown.
Oh, I said flamboyant. You said clown. That's rude. It's the Larry show.
So, and if you look through, the rest are all the candidates. The other pictures are all the candidates. Perry Johnson was there. Now, I was very impressed with his spread. And he had a lot of people in his room. I had to leave the room. It was so hot from all the bodies in there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not right. You just said you're impressed with his spread, and the room was so hot you had to leave.
Yeah.
So you need to like.
It kind of sounds a little
Yeah,
kinky
I
to
think
me.
you need to like correct.
I
some
was
of the
impressed.
language.
Okay, I was impressed with the food.
Okay. The food layout.
The food layout.
All right. So when you said his spread, I was like,
Oh yeah, I did
They-
not pick up on that.
Yeah, they had some really good.
like
They had some really good like meatballs and stuff like that.
he just keeps going.
Yeah, well,
There's no way they were as good as those freaking crab rangoons that you gave me last week.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Those were to
was
die
it the
for.
ones from down the street here?
No, they're the ones I made here.
Oh, you made them crab rangoons?
She didn't eat here.
Yeah, so
She
he
came
sent
in
me
at her
home.
normal time, so I sent her home with fried rice and crab rangoons. Did I send you home with the egg roll too?
Yes, that was really good too.
So those
And
are
I
all,
typically am not.
dude.
huge
They're
egg
all
roll fan,
homemade here in the
but
man
the crab
cave.
rangoons, oh my gosh. I didn't even the first ones I ate, I ate them cold and they were so flipping good.
Yeah, because it's so good. You like them. You take them home and eat them all up. You eat them cold because it so tastes. Oh, really? Because it tastes so good. Yeah.
Dale says hot dogs from Slobchins.
Oh, stop.
We also got Ella Bella and Tina B. Rocking
We're
in
gonna
the
get
chat.
to Teddy. It's about Teddy time.
We got Patriot 615.
Tina, we are going to discuss that. Kim's going to bring that one up. Trump's executive order on mail-in ballots. But Larry, finish up with this and your very
The lightning round.
provocative profile there.
Yeah.
His
It's
self-promoting
okay, I have
lightning
something
round.
to say about that because I brought this up on my election call tonight
Yeah,
because after our discussion.
yeah. So, John James was actually booed
Yes.
when he spoke. Yeah, you could hear.
Why would people boo him?
Probably because.
He's a lying sack of shit.
Well, I mean, when you have a 60% conservative rating.
Has he changed? Was he good before? And then
No.
No,
he was never good.
No.
I thought he was.
No,
So he
you
just
know-
talks a good game.
Yeah, I've met John James,
He's
and
probably a nice guy when you talk to him,
he's
but
a nice guy. I like him,
but
his voting record sucks.
exactly.
And look what he's doing. He just got elected, and now he's quitting to run for governor. And I don't want him as my governor.
Right. He's just a political animal.
No, yeah, he's like
That's all it is.
he's running.
Do we know a few other candidates like that that
Just
that are forced
running.
They
gumping?
run.
They're forced-
They run.
Yeah,
They're just
they're
running.
I'm running.
I'm running.
I'm
for
just
office.
running for
What are you running
governor.
for? What are you running for today? Oh, I'm just what's available.
I'm just running for governor on my bus.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not gonna say his name.
He has no chance.
Paul Hudson,
Oh, Anthony.
Anthony.
We had him on the show.
We did.
It was a good
I
conversation.
like the guy. I like riding with him.
But then when he has since been on the show, run for 2 or 3 other offices since he was on here,
Yeah, it was
and he came in complaining that he didn't get enough attention running for president. I'm like, you're nobody. And you're upset that nobody paid attention to you running for president and how much money it costs to run for president. Now, granted, I'll give you that it shouldn't cost that much money, but the reality is we live in a day and age where you have to have some
Yeah.
yes.
some public presence
Right.
of some kind. to then run for public office. And president's a pretty high bar. Trump is a pretty well-known dude before he decides to run for office.
Yeah.
He's not an insignificant person in society.
Right.
I mean, I watched whole shows on him talking about his planes. I watched whole shows. I never watched The Celebrity Apprentice other than clips, but I mean, he's in Home Alone. Dude.
Well, and he was political before he was political.
He
too.
was on Oprah on
He
a
was
regular basis.
politician,
It's like,
yeah.
come on, this guy had a persona, and then you're going to act like
And
you're going to run for president, and they just didn't want me around because I've got a powerful message. Nobody fucking knows who you are, dude.
The
I'm sorry,
Apprentice. He was on that show, The Apprentice.
Trump.
Yeah.
100%. He
It
was his show,
It was his show, yeah.
and he ran the Miss USA pageant. There's a ton of shit that he was involved. It's like, dude, guy had a profile, right?
Yeah.
It's no different than when Reagan ran for governor the first time in California. Who was he? Well, he was the president. He was an actor, but then he was also the president of the Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a persona, and he went to, I think it was 68. I think it was that he was at the GOP convention and gave a speech.
Mhm.
He molested all those women at the beauty pageants.
I was talking about Reagan. You
Oh,
switched back
sorry.
to Trump.
I didn't hear you switch over. Just a joke, all the shit that they said.
Larry, do you got any final things before I shift over? And
Yeah,
get the,
I've got some headlines here that I'm lining up to.
oh
cover.
shit!
Can
Is
I
this-
say something
it's
about
a
that convention real quick
Yeah.
before we move on,
Which one?
please?
Oh, the state convention here,
Yeah.
GOP.
So I talked to Larry,
Mm.
and he was sitting waiting for them because the machines went down.
Oh.
Well, during the election, and I said, "Oh, interesting. They use machines in this election." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, what kind of machines?" So he told me today they use ES&S machines. And Ferlini, have you guys heard one good thing about Ferlini? Because I haven't. And he won by, what do you think he won by? What percentage?
Well, Larry already told me, but you tell the audience.
Let's see it in the chat. What percentage do you think Ferlini won by?
0.5 point.
Well, the total percentage. What do you guys think? What do you see elections won by so much in this country? What's the percentage?
50 plus.
Yeah. 50,
Yeah, he needed-
55.
He needed 51% to win in the first round. He got 55%.
Yeah.
He got 55%. Monica got like either 25 or 26%. And Amanda Love came in at 19.45%.
Bullshit.
So, yeah, they said 50 and 55. So I said to Larry, I wonder if we could get the CVRs, the cast vote records, so we can see what happened inside the machines. I wonder if my organization would look at those.
Well,
Look at
I
that.
know I talked to our poll watcher who stood there the whole time watching it, and he said it was consistent. Ferlini was very strong all day long, and Amanda and Monica were battling out for second place all night.
Right, but they were seeing the numbers that were on the screen or something, right? They weren't
Yeah.
seeing what people were voting for, right? So I said, or I asked my team, our data team is just overwhelmed, so they can't look into it.
Yeah.
But this is what one of our people on our executive team said when I mentioned all of this, that it's run by a private company, so you can't FOIA the information. There's some other ways you might be able to go around it and get like communications between.
Well,
know,
as
the-
I was told, the Republican Party is a club.
Well,
It's a
right.
private
And
club.
so it's a private
Right.
company that runs their election. And so you can't FOIA, you can get communications, maybe their emails and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of go around that. But I was like, what the heck? A
Yeah.
private company runs it and they use ES&S machines.
That's why we're fighting the establishment in both.
Yeah.
Well, so for the convention, like the delegates vote for who they want to nominate, right? Am I correct on that?
You know what I found out? What my understanding? This is their suggested nomination.
So one of the guys on our
Doesn't mean
executive
everybody has
team
to
on
back
my
them, but nobody.
But
bucks
I
the
mean,
tricks.
like all the delegates within the state vote for who they want to nominate, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that there might not be any election tampering, as some people are going to say, but it seems like most of the people in the GOP are just as establishment as the party actually is. So
I would put my
food
money
for- food
on
for thought.
election machine manipulation.
Well, and I hear both points. And Teddy, I'll just push back a little bit. We talked about it, that a few of our people, or a few very vocal people on the GOP side of things are also people that don't do deep investigations on some of this. And so they hear from somebody that this is a really good candidate. They do a surface level examination of it and go, okay, they must be a good candidate. And they just go with it. I think there's a lot of people, especially delegates, that don't do. I'm not impugning the delegates. I'm a huge supporter of delegates, but I think there are a good number of delegates that end up going to state that go with the establishment, not just straight up the establishment, but at least the heir apparent candidate.
I would just say that I agree with Patrick that the Republican Party is a club.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people that are buddy-buddy with all the establishment types. I mean, look at our. I mean,
Correct.
we're one of the more conservative counties. We think we'd have a decent Republican Party, but we don't.
So
Um,
Brandon,
So that you take that statewide, then I'm not surprised that the establishment airline candidates won in a showing way.
Right. Well,
I'm
and
just
sure
because
they,
and
I'm
to point
sure-
out, Larry called me, at 3:00, 3:30, something like that. He's like, I'm headed home, buddy. That was a long day. And I'm like, dude, last convention I was there. We didn't leave until like 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening.
Yes.
So you're going home at 3:00. But then he told me, he's like, yeah, Amanda lost. And was the AG guy was not our guy either.
Yeah,
Lloyd.
no, the AG guy was our guy.
He was our guy.
Lloyd,
Yeah, Doug Lloyd. Yeah.
Who was the other? You said there was another
Kevin
one.
Kajowski.
Was another one that wasn't.
Yeah,
didn't-
but Kevin Kajowski is the guy that had that police report.
Okay, so but either way, there was a lot of people that were grassroots that didn't make it. That you were disappointed, or not a lot of people. I mean, you're
No,
only going-
we only had those two
I mean-
races.
you know,
I mean,
the
So
guy
I
named-
mean the best scenario for Attorney General.
I mean,
Okay, that was a
You-
blessing. He was the best candidate, anyways, hands down, all the way
Okay.
around. Right. I thought Amanda Love was the best candidate.
looking at
for
all three
Secretary of
candidates,
State. Looking
Amanda,
at
I
all-
think is a superior candidate.
my second choice would have been Farley.
So you know Brandon that I met at the GOP Christmas party.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about, right? I forget what his position is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He put out a video about Ferlini. Ferlini has this system that he's promoting or has in our elections called Savini or something. It starts with a C. And I didn't watch the whole video, but it's all about how it incorporates DEI into our elections. And yeah, not good.
And
Not good.
both to their credit, of course, we supported Amanda 100% here in the show. But even Monica, the things that they were gonna clean up voter rolls. They're gonna clean up that. I don't hold out hope that Ferlini is going to actually.
No, he has this system in it that it's probably worse than Eric.
And that's what
Too.
Amanda was going to get rid of Eric immediately.
Yeah, I haven't had that conversation with Farley, so I can't tell
Let's
you.
have that conversation.
Yeah, I would like to have him on the show, but I don't.
Yeah, and I don't want to exclude anybody,
Yeah.
but at the same time, sometimes I want you to know you're walking into an environment that didn't endorse you,
Right.
and you're not our guy, but we'll still have a conversation. I don't
Yes.
want it to be hostile,
No.
but at the same time, I don't want you to think that we're just going to go along with everything you're going to do.
I didn't
we
think
have
he
some
was a
problems.
bad guy. I mean, I had personal conversations with him. And
Yeah,
thought,
I didn't think he was a bad guy either.
No,
I
and
just
that's what we
preferred
get a lot of
Amanda.
times is we don't think they're bad guys. But then I have other people. Larry has other people that we talk to outside the show that will tell us a lot of other things. We had this, we had that, we had this, and you go,
Yeah,
you
but
start to
I
form-
had some people tell me bad things about Doug Lloyd, and then when I checked into them,
Mhm.
they weren't true.
And that's why we never shut the door on having
Right.
people come in here. But I'll tell you what, Amanda was on the show 2-3 times,
Right.
and Monica immediately wanted to come on the show. And one thing we did was we didn't cross talk about it.
Right.
When Monica was on the show, we talked to Monica. When Amanda was on the show, we talked to Amanda.
Right.
You know,
And we gave Monica a fair shot.
100. Well, it was,
Yeah.
and you say that, and I understand what you're saying.
Right.
I wouldn't even call it a fair shot. We had a conversation with her.
Yeah. And it was a good conversation.
It was a good conversation, and it wasn't like we were. But when I look at qualifications and personalities that can handle the job, I felt that Amanda held a clear advantage,
Mhm.
and would have. I don't know what Anthony has as far as Secretary of State. You know, it's like, you know, Christina Caramo got elected to the chair for Michigan GOP. I don't think that was a good fit. Now, I don't agree with all the bullshit that went around ousting her
Mhm.
in any way, shape, or form. But I thought when she ran for Secretary of State, I would have backed her 100, or I backed her 100%. Why? Because she was a college professor. She had an academic background. She knew how to organize people behind the scenes and control a room, a classroom. That's some of the dynamics that you need as Secretary of State. Secretary of State is not a public, day-to-day public office where you have to give press conferences. You're behind the scenes, you're visiting branches, you're making sure logistics are in place, you're streamlining things, you're doing that. That's behind the scenes. You need skills behind the scenes. I thought that she would have done a good job. I thought Amanda would have done a far superior job than anybody I've seen in the last 10 years running for Secretary of State because of her background, working with legislature, working with working within the Secretary of State, working with the legislature, and then working with private. What was it? The other thing she was doing private. She was drafting bills, helping draft bills. So I saw her as extremely well-rounded on all areas of dealing with stuff. And it's disappointing to me. Now I'm not shutting the door on Anthony. Maybe he'll, I pray he'll do a good job, Lord, if he's in there. It's better to have a Republican, no matter what their actual voting records are, maybe, it's better to have a Republican in the Secretary of State or the AG's office than it is to have a Democrat, because we've seen how they weaponize both those offices.
Yeah, they weaponize the offices and they waste public funds.
Mhm.
Dana Nessel has sued President Trump over 40 times now.
Yeah.
And she's going to lose every single case. But she does it just to waste taxpayer money.
100%.
Because she suffers from TDS.
Of course.
So this Braden that I was talking about, Braden, I don't even know how to say his last name, Giacobazzi. He is the vice chair and chair of elections for Michigan District 9. He's also involved with Check My Vote. And he's become involved with Unite for Freedom, I guess, since I talked to him. That's the organization I'm state director of. So I'm pretty sure he must be working with our COO to get information to the DOJ. But he posted this video. It says, breaking video, Donald Trump's, whoops, wrong one. Breaking exclusive video. Here has a Trojan horse from George Soros breached Michigan. Meet Severa, the new tool reshaping FOIAs and election transparency. And he shows the video of this system that he's implementing. And that is for Leany's thing that he's doing.
What's Elabella saying there?
Elabella says, I backed her. I don't know if she means Amanda or Monica.
Yeah.
And then Tina says, let's get Kid Rock the run for governor of Michigan.
Kid Rock, Ted Nugent.
Kid Rock.
She was awesome. She talked to people. Then she says, Teddy, where is my hat? I decided not to wear a hat today.
That is true. And you put a little hairspray on it.
Yeah. That was
Tame
just
the hair down?
That was just to keep the hair from not being messed up by the
Unruly
rain.
and crazy. I think I kind of wanted a little crazy.
He's definitely crazy.
Well, yeah, because
than you,
because he's Fetty. He's the Fed.
Teddy the Fed.
Well, actually,
I just wanted to say, you know, all you have to do to see the current state of the Michigan GOP is see who runs the grassroots there, and that tells you all you need to know of how bad the party is.
Dude.
Yeah, that guy's terrible.
And he posted another thing on today.
What,
I'm gonna pull it up because what a dick.
what's that clown's name?
Chris
something, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris,
You guys.
is it Ward or something?
Long.
Long, that's it.
And what a dick.
Yeah.
The more I see of that guy, the less I'm like, I'm actually glad we had you on the show because they keep pulling clips of this fucking asshole.
He was on the show?
Yep.
Chris Long?
Yeah.
Was you and Jim brought him on.
Yeah, I think I missed that one. Chris Long.
I'm pretty sure you sat where you're sitting.
Really?
And Jim sat here. Yeah. I'm going to look this up.
Isn't he right there on the bottom? Yep, there you go.
So this is his, I got to find it. Right here. Here's this post. And this is the way he did this. And he says, but the party got it. I'm so proud that the media picked up on this and they understand what we did. But the party has prioritized electable candidates in rebuilding. I'm going to go back to Larry. Did they get the candidates right as far as Secretary of State, Larry?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, these candidate choices signal seriousness in the voter base, the voters beyond its base. If this approach holds, the implications extend beyond these two races. Stakes couldn't be higher for Michigan Republicans in 2026, but a party that can nominate candidates who appeal to both its base and the broader electorate in the party can compete in Michigan again. You know what? I'm going to tell you what.
You know what that means? We need to nominate someone that's not really right-wing or conservative and is basically liberal on most things so we can reach out to...
Yeah, and what do we end up getting? We get the same fucking policies.
We get the same thing
as
John James. You know, then we do that with John James, Mike Rogers. Isn't that like the electability argument that we kept trying over and over and over? And guess what? He didn't win.
Yeah, how many races did John James lose before he finally got elected? And now he's decided he doesn't give a shit that he got elected. He's going to run for governor.
Yeah, he's not even on my radar. So,
well, he's in the race. So, I mean,
well, he's in the race.
He's got a bus driving around Michigan.
I don't have any idea.
Money.
I'll tell you what, though. He wasn't out in the audience shaking any hands or anything.
Because he got booed off the fucking stage.
He did get booed off. He did get booed off the stage. It was quite loud. It wasn't. You didn't have to listen for it.
There might be somebody else elected to some vice chairmanship that should be booed off the stage too.
Right.
I'm not saying any other names.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. There's several people that are running for governor. That I actually like, I think would make good governors, and Mike Cox and Tom Leonard are two of them.
Yep.
And
Tom Leonard.
Yeah.
But they.
And if those two teamed up,
they
would be unbeatable.
Yep.
With Mike Cox and Tom Leonard as lieutenant governor.
I would say that you can't beat either a political machine backing you or an ungodly amount of money promoting you on TV, and that's what we're seeing with John James and Perry Johnson. Well, John James has a political machine behind him. Perry Johnson has a boatload of money they can throw in order to promote.
Is this the second or third time he's run for governor?
Perry Johnson. This would be the second time. He got his name out the last time. He out of all the governors, he had the best showing at the convention by far.
Okay.
And this is going to break your heart.
According to you, he had a nice
The only one that was better than his was Mike Rogers.
Oh,
that's our
so.
What's his name again?
Harry Johnson.
Harry Johnson.
Harry Johnson.
Yeah, he's the guy that looks like Homer Simpson's boss.
Larry wanted me to do a side by side, and I didn't do it. I was working. Are you good with your lightning storm?
So let's get this
I forgot we
over
were
with.
still with. It's like been 40 minutes since the lightning.
Well, that's
No, we call it the
that's
lightning
not my
storm.
fault.
It was my fault
That's
mostly.
not my
tonight.
I know.
Yes.
We have a tendency in the show
That's
to.
my fault.
That's why I changed it from a lightning round to a lightning storm.
Yeah.
Because
Go on for a
the
while.
fucking thing could last forever.
I want to catch up chat real quick. Ellabella says JJ Rhino, and then went to a JJ rally. He's not what he says. And then Tina B. Rocket says, without election integrity, it would not matter who we quote unquote vote for. And then Ellabella says Johnson is a smart businessman and loves the state, but he looks like a geek, has no charisma.
You know, and
He looks like Howdy Doody.
He does look like Howdy Doody. That's who it is, Howdy Doody.
He doesn't look like Howdy Doody to me. It looks like Bart Simpson's dad's boss.
Well,
Yeah,
looks like
I
Mr.
think he looks like
Burns.
Mr. Burns.
Mr.
Hello,
Burns.
you said that to me.
Michigan. Would you
No,
please
it's the
vote
red.
for me?
It's the red hair and the freckles that make him Howdy Doody. Hello,
Imagine
boys
like
and
Mr.
girls.
Burns on a TV. Hello, Michigan, or whoever you people are. Will you please vote for me, Mr. Burns, as your governor? I will increase the nuclear waste in the Great Lakes by 100%.
Sir, we have another appointment. We gotta go.
All right, Smithers.
There's a
Him? He looks like him.
there's a grassroots candidate. Release the hounds.
He's an orange man. Okay, I guess.
Orange.
Larry, do you got one more thing before I go to Teddy?
Trying to find another photo of himself.
Jeez, come on, Larry. He complains about his lightning storm being too long, and then I go to him, and where's he at? He's gonna laugh.
He's comparing.
He's pulling up. I know,
pictures.
Larry. Nobody can see what you're doing over there.
I know. Well, Kim can.
I'm the privileged one tonight.
So,
All right.
all
You got
right.
2
So,
seconds.
you
for
ready?
We've been ready. We're waiting.
Go.
All right. Michigan Democrats expand gun grab, want to limit magazines to 10 rounds,
Fuck you.
increase purchase
Yeah,
age.
no doubt.
Okay, the Democrats also want to ban assault rifles and mirror some laws passed by California, Illinois. Yes, including unconstitutional 3-day waiting periods.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
So, yep. So, and Michigan Democrat Party urges a no vote on citizenship ID requirements for voting. Right? Whitmer's legacy is Detroit residents are the most delinquent in debt in the United States of America. So, Mike Rogers calls for no work, no pay for politicians as TSA agents go without their paychecks. U.S. Representative Hillary Scholten votes against deporting fraudster illegal aliens. Why does that surprise me? Oh, wait, it doesn't. All these stories and more are available at themidwesterner.news.
There you go. Thanks, Larry, for the lightning storm. How long did the lightning storm last, Teddy?
Last time I checked, it was 9:12. So I'm going to say, I'm going to give
40,
Vic-
45?
I'd say an hour.
48
I'd
minutes?
say an
48
hour.
minutes. That
Well, a
was
storm
was
could last an hour.
typical storm.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
typical
It's not your
storm.
fault,
We didn't have to take shelter. We didn't have any overall lightning.
Yeah,
But
we
still
did.
say-
We had all kinds of shit coming.
Larry's,
We had
Oh,
that's a lot of
yeah,
shit came in. Yeah. Yeah, and there was a
It's
little
the
lull.
same stack of bills that they didn't get through at the end of control of the House.
Of course. They just repackage them and do all that shit. Next on my agenda, but do I want to go to Kim first and then get the Bester perspective, or do I want to do the Bester perspective and then go to Kim on the
to you.
executive?
Bester perspective. He's all
Bester
queued up and ready.
perspective. Dun, dun, dun. We're gonna have Tim's working on a
The best of the Bester.
he's working on
Is it this side or?
a little same thing Larry was asking about.
There we go.
But we're gonna have a little like a news thing. The Bester perspective
Yeah.
Mine is-
for
I mean, like
for
the
Teddy.
big
Uh,
top.
There we go.
Just it'll be like his
Yeah.
little
It's
bumper.
a dee, 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 dee,
It'll be like-
dee, dee, dee.
Dude, it's gonna. You know what I would love to see, Teddy? I would love to see it as you, like a South Park Canadian. The South Park, the Canadian characters are more square.
Yeah.
But with your normal hat on, and you just dance like that and do that as the Canadians. That's the way we do it here.
Hey there, buddy. Would you like a black pill?
Would you like a black pill, buddy? A black pill would be great for you, buddy.
He's gotta be doing the Trump dance.
Not quite the Trump dance, but he'd be like,
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
How about a finger in your face?
How about a finger in your face and a black pill, buddy?
And a black pill, buddy.
The Trump dance, or as Bill Maher puts it, jerking off 2 men at one time.
That almost sounded like Butthead or Beavis.
That was my brother.
The South Park's hilarious when they do that. The Canadian ones.
Hey, Beavis.
Hey there, buddy.
Hey there, buddy.
How you doing, buddy?
What is it? Terrence and
That's Terrence and Phillips.
Terrence and Phillips.
Smell my fart, Terrence.
I'm not your guy, pal.
I'm not your pal, buddy.
Not your buddy, guy.
I'm not your guy, friend.
Yeah. Quoting Beavis and Butthead here.
No,
What's
this
happening?
is the
South Park.
It's fucking hilarious. Teddy has the best playlist. Do you?
I do.
Do you hook into the playlist?
I hook it up on the speaker sometimes at work.
Do you play any? There's a band I know. What's the name of the band?
You know the thing.
Single Barrel.
Single Barrel?
You ever throw any Single Barrel?
Never heard of
What a dick. Coolest band in the world. Maybe.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Fuck yourself.
Sounds like an alley garage.
All right,
band.
Teddy, do I got to go to to the laptop there?
I'll let you know if I want.
Okay.
Oh,
I
by
know
the-
because you plugged in.
Yeah.
No.
By the way,
By the way,
sweet, we're talking about bands and music and Ted Nugent. Jim Runstead, our friend, is bringing Ted Nugent to town
Yes.
okay.
up north. You'll be able to buy tickets for it in the next couple of weeks. And if you're able to camp, you can go camping and spend the weekend there.
Are you going to do that, Larry?
So is he going to jam all weekend?
He's
No, he'll be there for an hour and then
Wait, I
won't shake
wait,
Larry's
where's
hand.
He's having a concert, right? You're not talking about just a.
It's Ted. It's a concert. It's a Ted
Yeah.
Nugent concert.
Okay, so 2 hours and he still won't shake your hand
Yeah, I've already shook his hand.
and he didn't like it.
He showed up when we
He's like-
did our
He's like, well, you look
take
like
our
me."
borders
I was like,
back rallies.
Huh?
When we did our take our borders back rallies, he
Yeah.
showed up in I've traveled so much I can't think. I think it was Texas.
Mhm.
And I mean I was from here too, away from him. He flew in his helicopter,
Mhm.
dropped in. It wasn't even that big of an event, and had a little. It was like a campground, little stage, and played the hell out of his guitar for us. It was pretty
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
Pretty
he's,
awesome.
he's a pretty cool guy.
Yep.
You should get to know him.
Did you invite him on the show?
I'm going to.
Okay, buddy. He'll be in town. I'll make steaks on the grill. I mean, it'll be
Make
good.
steaks and
You got a stage here too with guitars.
Our last version of Stranglehold was pretty badass.
Yeah.
Maybe
Dude,
maybe
would
he needs to
that-
come in
that
there and
would
have
be
me as
so
the vocalist
freaking
for
sweet.
this.
Wouldn't that be cool to sing Stranglehold for Ted Nugent as he played it?
I think.
Would you get nervous?
No, fuck. I'd be like,
You wouldn't have
let's fucking
performance
do this,
anxiety.
bro. No. The only time I ever have performance anxiety on stage is when I don't feel I'm fully prepared,
Yeah.
which is 5%. When I get up there, I learned to interpret that sometimes I would feel like a flutter with me, and it wasn't nervousness, it was excitement.
Yeah.
And I get up there and I'm just like, let's do this, because even when you make mistakes up there, half the time the audience doesn't know it.
No,
And the other
I was
time,
gonna say,
the
the other
no.
time you laugh about it and they laugh with you. And you're like, because they're just excited to
Yeah,
hear
and
good
that's-
music.
90%
that's
of the
my-
time they're a bunch of drunk ass fucks anyway. They don't
Yeah,
have many.
drunk
that's,
ass fucks.
that's my
Right.
biggest flaw is if I make a mistake, it's the end of the world for me.
Yeah.
I get all flustered and lose my place, and after it's like,
Well, I just don't even get up there.
When we make mistakes, we just go. We look at each other and smile and laugh. How do we make through that? Yeah, I've stopped songs in the middle of it, and we go, "All right, we're gonna start that over, guys." And everybody's like, "Yeah, start it over." We like that song.
Yeah,
Anyways,
so I'm working on "Color My World" so Jeremy can sing it. But he says it's too short of a song,
dude. It's only like 2.5 minutes or something like that.
So you extend the intro and the exit.
100%.
Wait, what do you mean you're working on it?
Chicago. He's playing the piano on it.
I do the piano part.
Nice.
Yeah.
We played for it. Teddy, you ready?
I've been ready.
Teddy, ready? All right, Teddy.
Best of the bester.
The best of the bester, Teddy. What do you got for us? Wait. I just saved her. Fuck. I just fucked up the whole thing.
Whoever that chick is on your podcast, she should talk to her hands a lot.
We kind of like her.
Oh, that's why. Sorry, guys. I'm making the camera adjustments on the fly because.
Huh?
He just killed my joke.
Killed the joke.
Come on, man.
Come
Trying
on,
to
man.
zoom in on the bester here. Now we got your head's bigger than real life.
With no hat. Get
No
some,
hat.
Teddy.
No, but I like the slick back hair.
Dude. It's
All right,
sexy
so-
dude. Look at these. Got some waves. I need everybody to look at that. I'm gonna go
With the
up
widow's
just
peak.
Got
a
a
hair.
widow's
like it.
peak too. Yeah.
I'm gonna go up just a hair. Why my control's not there? It is. Look at that. Look at that. That hair.
You look so impressed, Teddy.
That's
It's
some
the best
right
hair.
there.
It's
Look at
almost
that.
as good as
That's some
my
wavy-
presidential hair, my wig, my yellow wig. It's such a beautiful hair.
That's
It's,
some beautiful
we have
wavy
tremendous
hair.
hair.
Right
It's so
there.
wavy. Like
Look at that hair.
Like
All right,
nobody's
there's
ever
Teddy.
seen
Teddy,
before.
Hair
Give
like-
us the best, the bester perspective.
It's hair like never been
Wait,
seen
wait, wait.
before.
Wavier than anyone's ever seen before.
It's the greatest wavy hair you've ever seen ever in your
Like
life.
you've never
Yeah.
seen before.
The hair could speak for itself.
Never been done this way before. Ever.
Never been done this way before. It's better than ever.
Yep.
The bester perspective. The Trump.
Tail says Harry Johnson here.
Oh, now it's shots fired. Teddy, you said tonight when I asked you what the bester perspective of, you said the Trump
Y'all
utopian,
jealous.
the Trump utopian syndrome. Explain yourself.
So
What is the Trump utopian syndrome?
So, as many or people not may know, I'm been quite disheartened, to say the least, or critical of how the administration has been doing things for the last few months.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys knew that or not. I just want to.
we've
we
caught
had
a little bit. I mean, I
kind of a
made,
whisper.
Kind of
I
whisper.
made some assumptions,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay, so I know there's a thing called Trump derangement syndrome, and a lot of our friends on the opposite end of the aisle or spectrum or whatever you want to call it have that example of it, right? But I wanted to go deep. I wanted to deep dive into what I think is a more prevalent thing, especially now in the last month, few months actually, is what some people call Trump utopian syndrome.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get into that because we have a lot of things going wrong right now that is self-inflicted or just insane. And I wanted to just deep dive into that.
Give me some deep dive on that. The
So-
Trump utopian syndrome.
So number one, I just want to get the elephant in the room here. We have the Iran war, right?
Okay.
Now, can I ask you guys some simple questions here?
It's the bester perspective. Give it to us.
Did Iran attack us in any way that would provoke?
Yes, they've tried to kill us.
They tried to kill us.
Tried to kill Trump.
They killed thousands of Americans
Thousands.
They've got terror cells planted in our country.
in our country.
That's due to
Yes,
Biden's
absolutely.
open border policy.
You and the open border policy. Now, can you name me a list of all these thousands of Americans that have been killed by the government of Iran or any definitive link by the Iranian government? No? No?
Just threats. Of it.
Now, can I ask you this? Does Iran have the capability to attack us with any of their missiles or drones? Can any of their missiles and drones hit the United States mainland?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you name me that system? Can you name me a missile system or drone system by Iran that can be launched from
The
Iran?
one that they just said traveled 4,500 kilometers or whatever, and they thought it was only could travel 2,500. They said it could reach California.
Of course,
45.
that'd be
Anybody?
fine. I mean, California's a
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we should call
yeah, right.
Right.
An name for Nancy Pelosi.
I don't remember what the name of the
Yeah.
missile
Yeah.
system was, so. But that did just happen.
Where it hit 4,000 kilometers,
It
or
was 40. Keep talk amongst yourself. I can look it up while you're talking. You looking it up?
I'm looking it up.
Okay.
Oh, well, the distance from Iran to the United States is approximately, what's this? 11,681 kilometers. That's me looking up closest distance, Iran closest distance to U.S. So,
And this
44,000. 44,000.
yeah, 4,400. Or
4,400 kilometers. Doesn't quite reach.
doesn't quite reach us.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you something here.
Hmm.
Who, everyone says, well, Iran's saying death to America. And, they said death to America, and we need to go after them because they're saying death to America. Is there any other country that they can think of that says death to America and hates America as much as Iran? Can you name me one?
Yeah, North Korea.
North Korea. And what does North Korea have?
Nuclear
weapons and missiles that can
And
hit
missiles.
the homeland and intercontinental.
Remember, President Trump called him
Rocket Man?
Rocket Man.
So, and they also threatened the existence of an ally, South Korea, who, may I add, put in hundreds of thousands of ground troops in Vietnam during the Vietnam War.
Ooh.
Did Israel put any ground troops in the Vietnam War?
Mm.
Or are they? Isn't there a report that said they're not going to put any
we can
ground
cut
troops
to
in
the
Iran?
chase on this whole thing. The reality is the reason that we're involved with this Iran thing is because of Israel.
100%.
If it wasn't for them and their
Yeah.
large lobby that they have in DC, this
Well,
would
that's
not
my
be
point.
happening.
What we have North Korea.
I don't know.
They
if
have
I
the
really
same. They have the
fully
worst.
agree with that.
They have the worst circumstances. Death to America, nukes, missiles. They have propaganda. They have them.
Now, the
shelling
missiles that they have shot off have blown up in mid-flight, haven't even made it.
That's some of them, but some of them have worked too. They test fire in the Sea of Japan, but they do have intercontinental ballistic missiles that can hit the United States mainland. And I just want to say, with that same dynamic, why haven't we bombed North Korea? Because they have the same capabilities and circumstance. They front an ally of ours, quote unquote, and they have nukes, and you can't have them have nuclear weapons.
True.
Because Israel has a very powerful lobby.
That's
Yep.
Yeah, but so do other countries, and I mean,
Not like
everybody just
not like
focuses
Israel.
on
Not like Israel.
bullshit.
Yep.
Look at how much Qatar,
AIPAC is not declared as a
because
political.
it's an American organization.
That encourages their Congress to support a foreign entity.
Look at the comparison between how much
We're going to have a
Qatar-
problem with this dialogue because you are an Israel supporter.
No,
and I'm not.
No, do not.
AIPAC?
No, you don't get to say that about me. You don't know. I don't.
I had
fully
to give you the
support-
definition of what a Zionist was because you said you
No,
were a
I still
Zionist.
disagree with you on that.
That's fine.
And there's a lot of people who do disagree with you on that.
That's fine.
But that said, I don't support everything Israel does.
Well,
I don't. All I'm saying, and I'm not saying I'm not making one comment about whether what Israel does is right or wrong. All I'm saying is everybody hones in on Israel, or I won't even say Israel, I'll say AIPAC. Look at how much other political organizations from other countries put into our Congress, and how much look at how much Qatar puts compared to AIPAC. That's all I'm saying.
What other country have we passed a law that says that if you say something disparaging about that country, you can go to jail?
Or you cannot work with the
I
U.S.
don't
government.
There's only one. There's
BDS
only
laws.
one.
you cannot
don't
agree
agree
with
with
that,
that.
but I read both you and Larry on the air
No.
2
I'm
months
saying-
ago that was the law they
No.
passed specifically for that.
Jeremy, I'm saying I don't agree with that law. I don't agree with that.
No,
Okay.
that law is inherently unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the first time they convict somebody,
And
whether they get
who
overthrown
was
by
behind
the courts.
that? APAC.
And that's fine. I'm
No,
not
it's not.
saying everything APAC does is right either. All I'm saying
So when Teddy
is that
says
everybody,
that
it's
they're
all APAC, 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 APAC. APAC is the worst. APAC has the most influence on our government. No, look at how much other countries have influence on
We
our
would like
Congress
to.
too.
We would like to look at how
We
much
are
other
against
countries
all
have,
foreign
but they are
influence, but
the
they
prominent one that is directing our foreign policy right now. I would like to look at all the other PACs that have influence on our government, but the Israeli PAC, whatever name you want to put on it, or whoever is in country or out of country,
So how do you?
they're the number ones.
And I'm not arguing with you when I ask this question, okay? I seriously want to know how do you define the influence they have? Like, what is it, stuff that our government's doing to support them, or like what? How do you
When the
measure that?
Secretary of State comes out and says that they're not Secretary,
Marco Rubio.
When he comes out and says, well, we had to strike Iran because Israel was going to strike them, and we knew if Israel struck them, that then Iran would retaliate and strike our bases over
Is that
there.
what you're talking
So
about?
we had to do a preliminary.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
Okay, but that was the stated Secretary of State definitive reason that we went and did another strike in Iran, even though the Trump administration claimed that we wiped out their nuclear capabilities a year prior to that, and that we didn't have to worry about them for 30 years. That was the public statement from the Trump administration. And less than a year later, we have to attack them again because Israel's going to do it no matter what we do. And then Iran will retaliate and attack all of their neighbors. So we have to go in and preemptive try to destroy this. That's my fucking problem with this whole thing.
Don't like that either. I don't.
Okay, so then don't immediately push back on us when we're saying that PAC has a huge influence on our government.
I didn't push back on that. All I said was, in all fairness, everybody is so zoned in on APAC right now. We don't. There are other countries that also have influence.
We're not discounting that.
And
I'm not discounting that in any way.
Well, that's all I was saying.
But they're the number one right now.
I mean, I don't know enough to.
They are the number one.
Believe or not believe you on that. Right now, I know they're being very focused on.
You could look up Christians Unite for Israel, AIPAC. They give millions and millions of dollars to both sides of our Congress. They funded challengers to members of the squad. They bankrolled these members, overthrowing, like, what was that one woman from Missouri? You know what I'm talking about? That was part of the squad.
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
But they bankrolled millions of dollars in this guy, defeating her in the primary because she was more pro-Palestine than, she was basically pro-Palestine. And so I wanted to get back to my original point where we have these same dynamics of, we have, North Korea and Iran, and they quote unquote threaten, two of our allies, but we only bomb one country. And I wanted to get into that by saying we're in this quagmire in Iran now, which is Trump's own doing. And there's no end of sight. We have gas back up at $4 an hour. We got a lot of other stuff going on. And I've been seeing a lot of people just defending it. Just defending, I was for no forever wars, but this is different. It's a special military combat operation strikes. It's not a war. It's not a war. And
well, he's called it war. In all fairness, I have heard Trump out of his own mouth call
but
it
he's
war.
called it war. But that's what all the defenders.
The problem is that's unconstitutional because it's not. He didn't go to Congress and ask him for a declaration of war.
Yeah, and I don't know all the parameters.
And when he puts out true social tweets saying that he's going to bomb their infrastructure, including their water desalination programs, that is that is a war crime.
And when he blatantly,
you can't do that shit.
Yeah.
I voted for this guy. What the fuck are you doing? I voted for you. I believed you. I've worn your fucking hats and t-shirts, and you're gonna pull this shit.
And you're gonna pull this shit. And I'll get to. I want you.
But he does that kind of stuff. He blows.
Yeah, he talks a lot too.
But it's one thing to be bombastic, and he's been bombastic, and I've defended him in the past. Okay. But when you.
I mean, I heard him say the other day, he was talking about, well, I told him, why didn't we just keep those boats? They're beautiful boats, but it's more fun to blow them up. And I'm like, oh my God, why would you say that?
Yeah,
So
the
shit
shit
like
that comes
that.
out
Yeah,
of
I
his face
mean,
has
yeah.
always been a little
Well,
bit.
A
plus
lot of
he's
times he does.
plus he
flips off
comes
the
out
mug when
and he
shouldn't.
blatantly lies about there being negotiations coincidentally before the before the market opens.
Mhm.
And we've been seeing blatant insider trading and market manipulation. And he just pardoned a fraudster that was sued and lost a case of being directly responsible for killing the deaths of nursing home patients. And this guy also gets charged for
Yep.
tax fraud.
Yep.
Goes to jail for only 3 months. Trump lets him out a couple days ago.
Yep.
And he's pardoned other crypto frauds, all that. And we're just seeing blatant corruption. I mean, you have to look at Jonathan Pollard, the Israeli spy, who he pardoned in his first term. First thing he does when that guy gets Israel, kisses the ground and all that. And I'll just keep going by saying that there's no Doge, there's no the economy's not getting better, and I don't want to hear, oh well, the Dow's at 50,000. You still have binary
How's
prices.
that help us on the ground?
How does that help regular people? How does that help
Exactly.
regular people?
Yeah.
How is the economy not getting better?
How is the economy getting better, Larry? Can you name me?
Okay,
Housing prices have come down. Rents come down.
Has
Maybe
it?
not in Michigan, but
I
nationwide.
haven't seen any housing prices come down, but
Not in
I
Michigan,
know.
but nationwide.
Yeah,
yes.
I know my lake house hasn't come down, but I want to know how the economy's
we're in a
not doing good
democratic
because
state,
in the
too.
trucking industry, it's doing great. Rates are up. The only issue right now is fuel costs. The economy's booming. There's way more freight than we can move. So tell me how the economy is doing bad. That's not when Obama was president,
you can see
there was no freight to move.
Okay, all right.
You
all
can
right.
see
Obama
Tom
was-
Barrett's
Obama
ads.
was 12 fucking years ago.
Tom
Right.
Barrett's ads nowadays, you can look up Tom Barrett's ads where it's like inflation has gone down, but prices are still high. Even Tom Barrett's admitting that prices are still high. Nothing's going really down. We got gas over $4 now because Israel wants us to bomb Iran, and they can't pull out because Trump and Netanyahu can't take a loss. They can't handle that.
You know what's
It's not
bullshit
$4
though?
in my
Our
neighborhood.
gas prices are so
Right, but
Like,
that's
they're
not
so-
that's not
they're not-
measurements of the economy.
Our gas
Nothing
prices
that-
aren't,
yeah.
and the oil prices, they're so not true to what is going on. Like Trump can say one thing and it goes down, and say another thing and it goes up, and then the prices go up faster at the pump than they come down.
But the cost,
which
Tina
is
says,
part
is
of
the cost of
the
oil
suppliers.
increases the cost of everything because everything is made of oil, some part of oil or natural gas or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's all transported on oil too. But I mean, yeah, you didn't say. You said the economy isn't getting better.
The economy isn't getting better.
I disagree.
You can disagree.
I disagree.
You can disagree
from
but-
somebody that sees it every single motherfucking day.
Inflation's
That
down,
works.
right?
I'm the first guy in the line of the economy. Me. I'm the first guy.
So how's your housing doing?
My housing doing?
Yes.
My house is worth more money now than it was a year ago.
Okay, because the dollar is worth less, not
Right.
because the economy's better.
Okay. Well,
The
economy
what's the
is
national debt right now?
way more than it should be.
Part of what's driving housing
but I
prices
mean,
is
this-
not the
this-
dollar,
We can prop
though.
shit up. We
It's
can
the-
prop shit up
Right.
for a while.
Uh-huh.
Silver is an all-time high.
Mhm.
Gold is an all-time high. Does
Mhm.
that mean that silver and gold are worth more, or the dollar is worth less?
Housing prices are high partly because of the shortage of housing, though.
Right.
Well,
Not all because of the dollar.
Well, some housing prices are coming down from what I'm reading, but not. It's not like there's a tank on it, because that's not true.
Yeah.
The
Well,
housing
that's
market,
partly
So
because
here's
they're
the,
not
here's hold
falling.
on. Here's the question.
Interest rates are too high. Food costs too much, and it's true that.
But you just said that that's still too high. So again, I ask you, how is that an improvement over Biden if it's still too high? Is that
because it's not increasing at the same
but
amount
it's still
of
but
rate.
it's still increasing.
Right.
It's always
So
gonna
it's
increase,
so by your definition, it's not really getting better. It's just not as bad as it was.
No, it's getting
slowing
it's
down.
way better. It's
But-
way better. A 2% increase is better than a 12%.
But it's still increasing.
increase.
But we had such high
And it's
inflation.
Right,
always
but
going to increase.
It's always
just the
going to
way it's
increase. When
always
is it
been.
not going to increase?
It will increase.
because of inflation.
Yeah, but the cost of always going to go up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How do you get that? How do you get that monster back in the box? I mean,
But you're getting
Biden
but
sent
you're
everything
getting
sky high.
all right, but everybody's getting angry over their positions,
Right.
and the reality is you're agreeing that it's still increasing, but it's increasing less.
Yeah.
Way
Teddy's
less,
Teddy's
yeah.
just pointing out that it's not better from his perspective,
Yeah.
and you're saying, but it's better
Well,
because it's less.
And that's true. If it's only going up at a rate of 2% as opposed to 12, I'd say we made a better, I'm the
That's
business
an
guy here.
improvement.
That
Okay.
is an improvement.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. But from his perspective, being 23 years old, going to college, working a job at a store, it doesn't, to him on the ground level, look like it's getting any better. It's increasing slower. Okay,
And
it's
that's
slowed down a little bit. All right. But it's still going up and still
Mhm.
unaffordable for me to be able. You've got a great lake house. You've got a great lake house. This kid's looking at it going, I can't even fucking think about buying a lake house after I have $100,000 or $150,000 in fucking college debt.
And
so to
I-
him,
I agree to that, but why is that? Because Obama and Biden fucked our economy to the point where it's impossible. And you've got over 20 some million people in this country all looking for housing, and that drives the price of
Yeah,
housing
so when
up.
we get
I have a
some
friend
people out,
who
it will
used to
help
live in
that.
Troy, and she just got back from Troy, and she said, all my friends are moving out. You want to know all my friends are moving out of Troy? Because it's full of Muslims now. The Muslims are moving in, and they don't want to be around the Muslims. They're destroying the damn place. So you tell me, why is it that housing is going up? Normal people can't live in Troy anymore because the Muslims are taking over. What happened to Dearborn? It's all Muslim now. All the regular people. I had some friends who last Christmas went shopping, this lady and her daughter, and they made a wrong turn, and they were pulled over by the cops in Dearborn and told, you're not wanted here. Get out. Okay? Who now wants to live there? Do you want to live there? I sure as hell don't. Not unless I'm armed to the teeth and I'm ready to do battle, which, you know what? I'm pretty much close to that. Okay. So, yes, it is getting better, except for that bullshit. Okay. We get those Muslims the fuck out of our country. We get all this back to where it should be with the immigration stuff. Then maybe we can talk about housing costs coming back down. But yes, you're right. The housing costs around lakes, it's not going to go down anytime soon. Why? Because they're not making any more lake property. So if you were lucky enough to buy one, as I did 30 years ago, I got a nice lake house. Okay, big deal. Okay. But yes, things are getting better because it's not going up at the rate as it used to.
Yeah, I much prefer a 2% rate to a 12% rate. But how do you get that genie back in the bottle? I don't know that you can.
You don't.
How do you get? You have to look at, now we call that, what do they call it? Deflation.
Right.
So what happens when it's deflation? That's when the economy is really fucking bad.
That's called,
When was the last time we had deflation in this country?
Yeah.
Was it Jimmy Carter? Maybe. Remember, they used to have that. What was it? The suffering index back in the Carter years.
It's when the economy crashes and you have deflation.
Yeah, that's when you have a complete reset.
Yeah.
It takes. I mean, that damage was done, and that was with the COVID spending.
Yeah.
With the kind of deficit spending that they're doing. And the Republicans aren't doing anything to cut spending. They're trying, but every time they try, the Democrats, you're trying to starve us all to death, and you're going to kill all the children, and blah, blah, blah. These are people that murder babies that want to accuse Republicans of killing children.
Yeah.
We want to starve all the children, or we want to take everybody's health care away. So the people that took my health care away, because Republicans are saying, okay, we're going to let the Democrats' COVID subsidies expire, because everybody seems to forget that Republicans didn't defund anything. All they did was let the Democrats' COVID subsidies on healthcare premiums expire. The Democrats put a sunset date on it. It expired, and the Republicans didn't bail the Democrats out.
Yeah.
That's what happened there. But the media, they're going to tell their wise and try and blame the Republicans and say, oh, they're evil, mean Republicans are taking away everybody's health care. No, Barack Obama did that.
Yeah.
Okay, Barack Obama took away our health care and gave us junk policies that cost $1,600 a month with $6,000 or more deductibles
Oh, yeah.
and only 80% coverage.
Right.
So if you have a $100,000 bill, the first 26,000 comes out of your pocket.
Yep. Yeah. So to your
Yep.
point, we're still going down the shithole, but we're not going down the shithole as fast.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going down the shithole anyways. I mean, everyone was complaining back, when, 200 billion or hundreds of billions are going to Ukraine, and they're asking 200 more billion for this Iran war. So, I mean, I disagree with your point on spending because they don't want to spend more on like whatever, social subsidies or whatever, but they want to spend more on war. So, and you could compare Trump to what Trump spent and what the Biden spent, and it was only like a $1 trillion difference. They both spent around $8 trillion to the debt.
Yeah.
So there's no, it's just getting worse and worse. And with this debt reaching 40 trillion now, it's not going to get any better. We've been beyond the point of no return since the 20 trillion mark in 2017.
How do we get our arms around the fraud that's been going on? $7 billion that the Somalis.
That's
and-
more than 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just that one state.
It's just
That's
that
a-
one.
yeah.
There's
Here
multiple
in
others.
Michigan, it's supposed to be worse.
Yeah.
The fraud has caused, I think, in my opinion, a third to a half of our debt.
Yeah.
It's
How do
insane.
we recoup any of that? But then
Yeah.
these people still live here. They still live here,
Mhm.
and they get free run.
Well, that's the fundamental problem with our country is that we've been controlled and milked by foreign interests and foreigners, be it APAC or the people that they're allowed to flood in here and they're stealing our stuff. And, now with the Trump utopian syndrome, I want to get back to is that Trump wants to flood the country with H-1B visas, right? H-1B visa holders. So that takes up tech jobs along with whatever, and plus with the AI and stuff by Oracle and OpenAI that Trump's buddies with and has promoted data
Yeah.
center building.
It's not good.
And that's the dirty little secret with especially the Indian groups, that they come in on an H-1B visa and they get into a higher position at a corporation, and then they funnel in all of their people from India and specific provinces. And the next thing you know, the whole company is controlled by a bunch of Indian, like not Native American, but literally from India, a bunch of groups like that, and they control the whole thing, and it becomes a little monopoly there.
Anyway,
And
so I just want to get to the point here where
get to your Trump utopian syndrome. Because
well, I can take an hour like Larry took an hour with the lightning storm.
Can I say something real quick, just in support of what you're saying
Yeah.
with the H-1Bs? So Trump, you guys have probably seen the interview where I forget who it was interviewing a female, and he was saying yes about the H-1B visas. Like, we don't have people here that can do those jobs, and she's like, what? And I thought the same. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, but I think
our school
honestly,
systems are shit.
as much as I love Trump, I think sometimes his ego does get in the way at times like that, because if he was thinking straight, he should have said, okay, wow, I'll reconsider that. I'll look into that. But instead, he just snaps
doubled
and
down.
goes, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He doubles
And
down.
that's a bad
triples down,
look
and
for
That's
him.
what he's
Uh,
doing.
if you want- if you
that's
wanna-
what he did with.
And I just want to go back to at least Warp Speed,
Yeah.
where he keeps doubling down, tripling down about all these terrible things.
He had to be told by
And-
multiple advisors to
It took him
stop
a
fucking
long
talking about it.
time. Yep. A long time it took him to stop talking about that.
And I just want to get to, and this is the Trump utopian thing, where this we have, and I was saying before in chat, the only notable thing that people say, oh well, he closed the border. That was his biggest accomplishment. Okay, so you were
freeing the J6ers.
You were freeing the J6ers, but that all you had to do is do a little sign of. But that's not a nation-changing thing. That's like something bare minimum. You know what I mean?
That's to the person on the ground.
Yeah,
the,
that's
the
to the
people
person
that were
but
incarcerated unless
Well, there's a
unlawfully.
couple other things he did. He's done quite a few.
He's done
good
quite a few things, but
Right.
the biggest
But-
thing that people have said is secure the border. Yeah, and I'll
Yeah.
give him that. There's no illegal flooding, but it's very easy to do that.
But it's overshadowed.
Right, compare-
even Larry invited people to watch the show,
Mhm.
and he calls me the next day and he's like, "Yeah, they tuned out after a while because you were attacking Trump." I'm like, "Are we a cult?
Well, that's
Are we a
what.
fucking cult where we can't
Well-
criticize the commander in chief when he does something that he stated on his own? Okay, I could pull it up from InfoWars because they put a huge compilation together where he said for the last 10 years that an Iranian war was the worst thing that you could do.
Yeah, and he was criticizing Obama.
10 years.
But he also said
No, no,
Iran
no.
could never have a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, but they've been saying that
But
they're
the fact
almost.
is, he said for 10 years that in a conflict with Iran was a losing bet for 10 years at least.
And he attacked Obama, saying Obama's approval is so low that he's going to drive it up to attack Iran. And what does he do? Attacks Iran in hopes of his approval going up.
And we go, guys.
Did you guys see the poll that his approval was 100%?
With MAGA,
see that?
with people
That
that,
was-
with
that
the
was
question
presented on
from
mainstream
CNN?
media.
Yeah, and I thought we were the people that
From
were like
CNN?
fake polls. Wasn't that
Yeah,
right?
I think
Fake
it was
polls.
CNN.
Yeah,
Fake-
I
but
don't
I
believe
thought-
that poll to save your life
Why would
because
CNN do that?
because I know 3 people that actually support this war, and the other 100 people that I know think it's a fucking stupid mistake that
Well,
he
you
made.
obviously missed CPAC last weekend.
Oh, CPAC, where the old people with they're
Well,
saying,
he
oh,
said
well,
No, it's
people
not
you
old
know.
people.
well, it's old
It was a
people,
bunch
it's
of young
Israeli,
people.
and the young people. If you look at the interviews, oppose the war. But CPAC's like, it's
No,
fu-
they were for the war.
No, they weren't. You can look up the
At
CNN
CPAC?
interview. Yes, they were against the war. They did multiple interviews. All the old
Their
people
poll
were
at
against
They do
were
a
against.
straw
Were,
poll.
all
every-
the old people were for the war, and all the young people interviewed by any media thing were
No.
against the
I'm
war.
talking about I was watching CPAC, and they were talking about the war. Huge cheers from the audience
honestly,
and their straw poll.
But CPAC was full of.
I-
But CPAC was full of.
I listen,
Old
listen,
people.
hold on a second, stop. I honestly want to apologize to you, Teddy, because we didn't give you an opportunity to actually explain your position on the Trump utopian syndrome. And I honestly, I'm to the point where I just want to stop the show.
Listen,
No, I
think it's important.
I just want to stop the show.
We have to have these conversations,
No,
though.
it's not a conversation. You have an established opinion. You don't want to hear
That's not
any
true.
other.
I backed down on 2 or 3 things.
You
I
backed
backed
down,
down
but
on
you came
2
in
or 3
hardcore,
things.
and I fucking.
No, I didn't. You took it as hardcore, Jeremy. I calmed down.
I took it as hardcore. Listen,
Yeah,
I've been
was
doing
trying-
this show
you didn't
for 6
understand my
years.
position.
And the one thing that I ask politely for people is to at least entertain what I say. And when I direct it to some people, at least entertain it. And every once in a while, I just get hijacked, no matter what I do with
Jeremy, okay, so I'm going to ask you.
Oh, you're going to ask me.
Also, you took
Entertain your opinion
No, you
on
took,
my show.
No, you took.
No, I
I'm
didn't
not-
take that.
No, I'm not
When
saying
Teddy's bro-
anything about
When
Trump.
Teddy was trying to explain his position, you butted in on him about APAC. You
No,
didn't
I
let him
didn't.
finish
I
it.
was talking. Patrick was talking.
That's why I'm done.
Patrick was talking when I said that. That wasn't Teddy talking.
Well, I wanted to hear the conclusion of what you had to say.
Well, I had a couple recent Truth Socials where it's just like, for example, it's just if you want the Epstein files released and you're not MAGA, and then a recent one where it's like, oh, if you watch Mark Levin, if you don't like Mark Levin, then you're not MAGA, right? Mark Levin was a solid anti-Trumper, anti-America First for decades until it was convenient for him to support Trump because he had ulterior motives. And
I must have missed that because I've never.
How the fuck do you miss that?
I've never heard him say the first word bad about Trump ever.
Then
Well,
you didn't watch
gotta
his
look
fucking
at, like,
show, dude.
2015.
Are you
On
kidding
top of
me?
his original.
No, I am not kidding you. Never have I ever heard him
Was
say
JD
anything.
Vance anti?
Well,
never
we know he
Trumper?
was. We know
Okay.
he was.
Oh my god, that's why I want to. You know what? That's why I don't even want to do my show anymore because you guys don't. You can't even have a conversation with acknowledging what's actually going on.
We're trying to understand. I'm trying to hear what he has to say.
Right.
Yeah,
The only thing I said
agreed
is I've
with
never
Teddy
heard.
on
Okay.
some stuff.
Then let Teddy talk because everybody butted in on him. Fuck, I just don't even want to do my own goddamn show because you guys make it so fucking frustrating.
All right, it's time to go. Sorry, Teddy. I don't want to hear what you had to say.
Is it still? Are we still live?
We're still live. Go ahead and talk. You guys are in control of my show. You guys know more than the host. You guys have better opinions. You watch fucking Fox News and fucking.
I don't watch
Mark
Fox
Levin
News.
And goddamn.
I don't even have
Ben
TV.
Shapiro.
I don't watch him either.
Show's still live, guys. I didn't shut it off.
Well, my book was released today.
Oh, good. Congratulations on the book.
Thank you. I'm out.
All right. Well, good night, everybody, and thank.
Una cerveza para mí. My egg is my brain.
Can I at least have some bacon, maybe some sausage with that egg, though?
Oh, I want some bacon.
I want crepes.
Have some bacon and pancakes with that egg.
I'll take it with cheese.
Extra large brown cage-free eggs.
Can I have your brain with hot cakes? A sausage and a little toast and potato.
That would be great.
Does it have antibiotics?
I don't know, man. I'm not good at this shit.
Well, they got to be able to resist some diseases.
You resist the disease.
Has it got any hormones?
Maybe. It's cage free.
Vegetarian?
Maybe.
Are they vegan?
No, I eat steak.
Never apologize and never explain.
Never apologize.
Yeah. Never apologize and never explain.